exactly that.
Oh, was that him?
No,
Yep, internet went out.
you were just
Well,
screaming.
okay.
So
I guess you guys will just have to do this by yourself. All right, so where we live off? Dragon? Yeah, fairy dragon. Okay. No. Hey guys, welcome back to Tuesday Dungeons and Dragons.
oh, he's
Oh no.
back.
Oh.
I have a button for that.
I'm back.
Oh, look at that button.
Yeah, Caleb is back. So let's just update this to the correct status. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to Tuesday Dungeons and Dragons. Second time's the charm. Here we are, Black Tower Stories, Adventures in Athoria. Although we're not in Athoria at the present moment, we are in the fabled Fey realm of Autumn. Birthplace to Yaundre. You guys know him as the Ginger Elf, the long-eared Widget, and the guy who keeps you alive and pisses off the Dungeon Master by canceling crits. So, when last we met off with our group, we got through chapter 98. You guys continued your journey after making your way with Godwin Kind Warden, ending up somewhere in the Moonlit Grove, which lies on kind of the eastern end of the Amber Forest. Yaundre kind of led you guys vaguely westward, attempting to skip some of the surrounding civilized lands until you guys came to the city of Crimson Grove. A nice little kind of merchant stop place along the major trade road between Gordfell and the Sundown Shores. Upon spending a little bit of time there, spending an awful lot of money on random potions and good times, you guys departed the Leaf Song the following day, heading into the Duskwood along the river, and made your way to Sunset Harbor along the southern stretch of the Cerulean Expanse and the Sundown Shores. Upon arriving there, Yaundre separated from the group, leaving you to find rest and libation yourselves, which you did find initially at a place called the Starfall Tavern, which was, of course, themed after the Sea of Falling Stars. You guys spent some time there, just enjoying the surrounding. Yaundre went off and was meeting up with a compatriot of his, while Volred basically became one with the universe, or at least this particular piece of it. So we continue on here with chapter 99 on the cusp of the triple digits, and see what goes on. Yes, I know, my Adderall and caffeine has not quite kicked in yet.
We didn't realize that, but thank you.
You guys should have realized this because I was yapping like this. That's how you know. When I start talking and don't shut up, that means no Adderall.
Wait, what? That's
Okay, all right.
He stops talking?
That's what I'm confused about.
You have an addiction problem.
I talk
This is an
less.
intervention.
I get less long-winded. I still can't count, and the nose is still large. But I don't think Adderall will fix that.
Quick, prove you can count.
1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. Oh wait, that's the Fibonacci sequence.
Sounds all right.
Those are
1,
all numbers.
2, 3.
Yay, you got to 3. Good job.
3 licks to the center of a Tootsie Pop. Anyway,
That's
all
as far
right.
as he gets.
Far as it gets. Okay, so, Yaundre, you headed to a vacant storehouse down in the Harbor District, and talked with some individuals you didn't recognize, but you were eventually able to kind of talk your way inside, and met the first individual that you seem to recognize since coming here, Carrion, which, as a reminder, is a therianthrope, kind of a walrus-human hybrid with a massive portly frame, kind of heavy, you would almost like a heavy bristly fur kind of on his bottom sides, which kind of cover up everything. The top half just kind of in a soiled waistcoat. Two long kind of tusks. One of them appears like partially broken, like a couple inches up from the bottom. But then there are like runes, like sylvan runes kind of carved on them. But as he kind of gestures a little bit, he's like, Yaundre! Kind of goes and slowly tries to roll himself out of the chair that he's in and kind of makes his way over to you, kind of throwing his kind of flappery, webbed hands around you. It's been too long, old friend.
Carrion, you rapscallion. It's a little tight.
Right. Well, still, come. Pull up a stool. It's been a bit too long since I've spoken to you. After all, you didn't warn me you were coming. That's a bit surprising, considering all the effort we went to get you out of here.
I mean, I sent a letter, and it was coded for you to deliver a message, so I would assume you would have known.
Well, it's possible it did arrive. The lantern here probably would have handled it. Unfortunately, I've had my hands a bit full nowadays. Coral business, you might understand. So, unfortunately, some others have had to take up some old work, considering, well, the unfortunate situation the Centrals seem to find ourselves in nowadays.
Carrion, how long have I been gone?
Oh, well, that's hard to say exactly. By my measurement, it would seem probably about 12 years or so.
Okay. Great. So it's been a little bit of time.
Indeed. But I wish I could tell you that in that time things have gotten a lot better, but I'm afraid they can't. Naturally, most of the people chasing you are mostly giving up the chase, but I suppose the dogs will be on you quick enough if you start showing your head in too many places.
Has the hunt happened?
No, not yet. We hear them from time to time at the vaguest extensions of the boundaries. Some of the chaos following the earlier days of the occupation have kind of settled down a little bit. Things have, suppose you could say, leveled out. The Sentinels still continue to do their duty, but our numbers are dwindling. There's perhaps only a couple dozen of us remaining now. Even, well, as far as leadership, most of the cells have been dealt with. Lady Airless has been slain a couple years back now, and Captain Celine was caught and arrested a couple of months back, so Jazer, I imagine, is the only beacon still in active duty.
That's really unfortunate to hear.
Especially considering that's part of the reason I managed to get my little promotion, considering all of the other corals had either died or left. So I now find myself, the only form of sole management in what remains of this shattered little group.
Wait, so you were promoted to Beacon? Or.
Coral at the moment, but between you and me, there are those who have spoken about making me one of the next beacons to replace Airless, but that's not really the kind of job I want. Being here as Coral has already kept me out of the sea long enough, and well, let's just say I fear I may be beginning to lose my sea legs.
Carrie, I don't think that's quite possible.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're still webbed and good for swimming, but you know what I mean. It's been a while since I've had a swaying deck beneath me.
It's actually part of the reason why I'm here.
Uh-oh. Got here and already need to head back, I see.
Not yet, but soon. I've been charged to go to the Sea of Falling Stars and retrieve a falling star.
You see him kind of look side to side and kind of grab and play with this little bristly mustache. That's dangerous work, Yaundre. As you know, we had to pass through that way to get you to the Prime. I'm sure you recall it was not exactly the smoothest of journeys.
Well, no, you kept swaying from side to side on the boat. It gave me some motion sickness.
Well, yeah. Still, it's rough sea. But, man, star. Even if you manage to get out there, how do you plan on getting one from the ocean? You plan on diving all the way down below? You know, that's madness, boys. Serpents and krakens lie down there.
We've made it through it once.
Aye, but you're sailing on top of the sea, which is hard enough, but if you want to dive far below to get at the stars, that's hard. But I suppose it all comes down to how big a one you actually need.
And Yaundre will scoot up, stand out of his chair and turn around. Well, I guess that means I'm talking to the right person, though. Right?
Sorry, Ari's having the weird thing. I just keep looking at him.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Oh, I can hear you just fine, but you're in like a half-second loop. It's kind of funny to watch. Anyway, yeah, my Discord is weird. You look fine over the stream.
He looks fine all the time.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, Carrion goes, I suppose I could help you out, Yaundre. We do go far way back, and there ain't much of us old-timers left. But how large a one do you need?
Trying to go back and remember like how Azal described it. It's about a human hand size. So like relatively like medium size or super like a large.
Yeah, you kind of vaguely gesture. Some really big chunk, Yaundre. Not too many you'll be able to find down there. There's only one place I know of that you'd be able to find one that large, and honestly, I think the sea might almost be preferable. I wouldn't say it would be easier, but I guess you have a better chance of surviving, Jace.
And that's where.
Well, I have been told that a suitably large piece of fallen star happens to lie within the treasury of the Pumpkin King's palace in Gortfell. If you were able to take one from there, well, I think it would be easier to deal with the Pumpkin King's men than a Kraken. But that's just me. Then again, that's a bit of a lion's den situation for you.
Yes. You don't know the group that I'm traveling with. They might actually prefer that option.
Well, in any case, I'll do what you wish. It's just, with the seas there, I fear you're going to require an awful lot of preparation to get it something like that. Well, at any rate, surely you wouldn't be doing this alone.
No. I have a group of 5 others. 4. 5 others. I had to think about that for a second. I have a group of 5 others that are here with me on this job. And capable. Interesting, but capable.
As I said, if you need me to take you out there, I'll definitely make sure you get out where you need to go. Just saying that it's dangerous. But, well, I suppose you and your compatriots would know better the risk you're willing to take.
Yes, and doing this would give me some more information about my task. It's kind of a reward for retrieving the necessary things.
He kind of looks at you. You're still looking for it, then?
Yes. Job is not done until I find it.
I understand, boy. It's just... Well, I hope you find it. Come home. Lord knows those other two would be happy to have you back. And this world could use a bit of setting right. Of course, it'd be even better off if the Sovereign made his return, but Autumn knows when that'll happen.
Yeah. Have you seen the other 2 recently?
I saw Callan a couple times. Mostly asking if I had heard anything from you. Stopped by quite a bit after you first left. In fact, always wanting to make sure, extra sure, that I had gotten you where you needed to go. And wouldn't really believe me no matter how many times I told him. Finally got to the point I had to swear on the throne of man. You know how much I'd hate doing that. But in time, I suppose he just put his mind to the task. But, they're doing all right. But I can tell you it's not the same, boy. And I suppose if you're asking, you haven't gone to see either of them yet.
No. And I don't know if I'm gonna see them this round. Yeah. It's best for them.
Well, if you do end up with anything, letters or gifts or something you'd like for me to leave with them when you go, feel free to let me know.
I will, Karen.
In the meantime, have you gotten lodgings or Well, you and your friends need a safe house.
Well, I came here. That was the other request, is to see if there was some place that we could stay and remain somewhat undercover. Um, I'm not necessarily sure how much or how frequent people are going to be looking for me here, especially now that I know it's been 12 years. But I don't want anybody to run into issues because of me.
Understood. I don't think that'll be a problem. Lady Elowen has procured a couple local states that places that she occasionally allows the sentinels to use where necessary. And considering she's not a outwardly spoken advocate, it's tend to be pretty safe. So, as long as you think you and your new friends can use the place without bringing any unfortunate attention to her ladyship, I suppose we could see about letting you use one of those places.
I think I would much rather risk it on my own. The group is friendly and also a little rambunctious. So they're...
In that case, assuming you don't have to stay precisely in the city, you'll want to go speak to Therius.
Is he still Therius?
Fucking crazy?
Yes.
Definitely. But, still, he's an excellent healer. Definitely knows the Duskwood, and, well, the Pumpkin King's men have never found any of the caches that he's prepared for us. That druid magic of his seems to work pretty well in that regard. And, well, he seems to know more of what goes on in the Sundown Shores than even I do. You just, of course, have to get used to his unusual food and drink.
I'm sure it'd be quite an adventure in itself. Is he still in that hut?
Yeah, he's got one place there. Mostly, that's where it is. He's got some magic there that if you show up and he's not present, as long as you wait within the hut, some kind of alarm magic, he'll be notified if anyone comes poking around, and he'll usually be there to meet you. When things get crazy, he spends time in some of his magic groves.
Used to run those. It'll be good to see him again. Crazy as he is.
Yes, but bit too much partying there for my taste.
It's not going to be a problem with the people I'm traveling with.
Well, don't think any of them have ever tried to drink a centaur under the table, but okay.
Don't think that any of them would turn down the opportunity either.
Sounds like good friends of yours.
Yeah, they are.
Well, all right. Anything else I can do for you?
We'll probably return tomorrow just to settle up and get everything taken care of for the boat. Do you have any recommendations on any magical potions of water breathing that we'll probably need?
Yes, lots of that. Plus, if you have something that will help you resist cold, the waters out there, as you know, can get awfully chilly, and if you have to go underneath, they get cold in a hurry. So, something like that would definitely be useful. Also, make sure your group can see in the dark if they can't already.
Most of them won't have an issue with that. But why? I thought the seas were ridden with stars, lots of light.
Well, yes, that's true. That is true. But the stars only show so much light at a time, and honestly, you want to be careful, as those lights have a tendency to attract things. So, you might have to search around a bit in the shadows before approaching any light source. Just to make sure that there isn't anything out in the dark waiting to pounce when you get too close. At least, that's what Jace's told me. He spends a lot more time down there beneath the sea than I do. I prefer to stay on top.
Fair. Well, I think it's time for me to take my leave. And thank you, Karen. I'll go visit Darius and see if he has an opportunity for us to stay somewhere safe.
Autumn's blessing on you, boy, and let's all pray that the seas are kind this next journey. Oh, don't know why we hit any luck now.
Autumn's blessing to you in return. Oh, sorry. I have to go back to them, so I guess I better start talking like this again.
Well. Yep, straight-laced, as always. Well, only when necessary. Don't be a stranger.
Well, yeah. Tomorrow I might look a little different, so just be ready for that.
You're feeling a change coming.
It's a trick that I've learned in the Prime. Changes happen quite frequently there, and so to be flexible, I've changed seasons probably once every 2 days.
That's awfully regular. Is that safe?
It is in the Prime. I haven't had any issues really, except for sometimes the other personalities are just a little interesting.
Her.
Contracts.
So it seems you've picked up more than just your regular adventurers, then.
Correct. 3 others.
You're an odd one. But then again, I suppose being from the realm of winter, it's not that unusual.
Yes, you have a lot of really weird people out there.
It's the realm of air and darkness, boy. We call it that for a reason.
Dark and brooding. Got it.
Well, feel free to come back if you need anything. I'm going to see some people about a boat.
I'll see you later. Until the leaves stop falling.
Till the leaves stop falling.
Alright, he heads out.
Okay. So, you return back to the area where your compatriots were left. And you don't spot them.
Well, I mean, I guess I didn't really tell them where to go. Let's see. Yaundre will look around and just kind of like listen for either Vorred kind of talking incredibly loud about his disdain for certain things or his enjoyment of certain things, or Izal walking around starting rumors or possibly talking to someone and scamping off, or Calum just going into some silent corner and somebody looking at him and just being like, what is wrong with that guy who's over there reading and talking to himself? Or Kelmac, who is just a Leon.
Yeah. So, you head northwards along the dock back to where the establishments are, taking care not to look too widely once you get around the fish market, um, and then make your way to like the center kind of gathering area, and are just kind of looking around. You make your way towards the Stallerfall Tavern, the only watering hole down in this part of the city that you are aware. Um, and before you even reach the front door, you can hear the sounds of common being spoken. It's like, telltale sign. Fucking, like, foreigners.
Excuse
Not
me.
even second common.
I'm speaking Sylvian.
Sylvan.
Sylvia.
Yeah, anyway. So, but not all of your party does.
Yeah.
So, as you're kind of coming in, your party seems to be wrapping up some drinks. Perhaps a little inebriated from strong food and drink. Just kind of depends on how much they want to imbibe. You can tell they've been here a while, because at this point, like, Kelmac definitely looks inebriated. Godwin is kind of just looking around, taking in the sights, not even paying attention what's going on at the table. Caleb at this point is just like done with the whole conversation. He's got his book out and is writing and kind of doing some research. Seems as though they have yet to decide what next to do.
Hello. I'll walk up to, I'm assuming Volred and Azal are probably next to each other with Caleb, and then Kelmac is off the side doing his Kelmac stuff.
He makes
He's probably like on kind of slumped over in like a three-legged stool, like up against the wall, just up against the wall, and it's like head slung forward against like a big old piece of like actual beam. Just kind of got his head nudged in there, using it like a pillow, kind of like one might try and fall asleep on an airplane.
And I'm probably talking to Malor.
Yep, and again, shimmering, mostly transparent ghost dude. Surprisingly chill. Everyone is surprisingly chill with that.
Worst things have happened in the Feywild.
Yep.
Yaundre.
Azal, hi. Looks like you all had fun.
Strictly business.
Strictly. And I look over at Kelmac, and I'm just like, strictly?
Well, business in the front, and I point to Vorid and me, and party in the back. And we put it Kelmac. Call it the mullet technique.
How are you doing, my friend?
Yaundre looks back into the other corner, because that's apparently where Caleb was talking to Malor.
Yep.
Oh, I'm doing great. I may have found us a place to stay tonight if you are willing to go.
Of course.
Also, sorry. Also, I think I also got us a ride for tomorrow, to complete our task.
Question. Am I getting a sense that Yaundre is still kind of like shaken up, or is he like normal?
Roll me an insight check.
$10.
Okay. We'll do it this way. You have a high passive insight, so you get the sense that he's different, in the sense you do get the sense that he's trying to keep a lid on something. But with your active insight, you don't really know what that is. But as someone who has returned to their home, after a long period away, you know, you're familiar with the kind of baggage that gets brought up, so you assume it is perhaps something similar.
Thank you.
We do have to travel a little bit, and the person that we're probably going to stay with doesn't know I'm exactly coming, so we should probably go as soon as possible.
I'll get Kelmac. Come
Okay.
on, you big furry.
No, I don't wanna.
I'm gonna walk up to Kelmac.
He's all, I don't think that was water they cut my drink with.
You're lucky I let you drink it all.
I'm gonna walk up to Kelmac and cast Lesser Restoration on him.
Okay, and then you see him going, ugh. It
What's
kind
wrong?
of comes off, like part of the wall's got like drool going down it. And it has like kind of.
Ooh.
Well, Yaundre does that. I want to attempt to kind of like touch him again, like touch the back, like where he wouldn't notice, to see if it like triggers any sort of other.
You're
little
trying to see if
trick.
he's got PTSD. Oh no, okay.
Well,
You're trying to feel him up to get a premonition. You're trying to ghost
Yeah.
whisperer this shit.
yeah, it
Or
worked the
it's
last time I
basically an
touched
acid
him.
trip.
Okay,
It's social
alright.
not high.
Okay. So yeah, you want to go ahead and kind of cop a feel. And so just roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Are we looking for a good number or a bad number? I don't remember.
13.
Yaundre, you feel kind of an ever so slight gentle caress on your back, just the slightest bit of pressure. Volred, as you place your hands, you do feel your body go a little numb, as if you can't control it anymore, and your mind just kind of spaces out. Just kind of like how Caleb usually does, where he's just kind of staring in a direction and everything's going on up here, but there's nothing going on out here.
Disassociation.
Yes. Dissonant whispers, yes. Yes, so as your brain kind of and consciousness comes out a little bit, you see a little bit of the harbor, and you see a snapshot of what Yaundre told you was the Duskwood, the kind of twilight, odd colored forest just to kind of like the east and northeast of your position, a place you guys had been to as you sailed down the river. You spot different places throughout the Duskwood where it looks like animals tend to be there. And then you kind of feel a presence as you kind of glance around and up kind of over the top of this kind of hill, like a knoll. Knol, not Gnol. You see a creature you have only ever heard about in stories. The body is that of a horse, but the top part is the torso of a man. In this case, he kind of a slender man with this kind of dark skin, with this kind of long, kind of copper red-brown hair that kind of has, that's like this really straight and not very smooth, kind of coarse hair. His eyes, even from this distance, you can see kind of glow green. And he has like these kind of nature tattoos, and he has pointed ears. So almost as if he might look like some kind of wood elf there. But as you see him going, he's just in the process of what looks like whittling something with a knife and a piece of wood, and kind of glancing around until he stops momentarily and his head kind of snaps over in your direction, and then the vision breaks, and you're just kind of staring up at Yaundre, who's looking at you a little confused. Yaundre, to you, lasted like a fraction of a second.
Are you okay?
Of course. Why would I not be okay, Yaundre?
You just had a moment.
I've been told I've had many moments.
Yes, a moment where you kind of spaced out.
Yes, it's depression.
You should probably fix that.
I mean, like, I feel okay right now. I mean, I appreciate you asking. I would say I'm pretty stable normally. I mean, my drinking is gone down. I still do stupid things sometimes. I miss home. I miss what used to be was. Kind of sad about dying a little bit, but mostly over that. But I'm sorry. How are you doing?
Can I tell if he's lying to me?
I mean, you also have a good insight, but go ahead and roll me an insight check.
$18.
Yeah, as you're kind of looking at this, all of this appears to be true, and yet at the same time, it's like you get the feeling that like he's not saying any of this to actually answer your question. It's more like what he isn't saying. That's kind of the important part. Changing the subject.
Sure, Vorit. Are you ready to go? Or do you need another moment?
I feel fine. Just needed to contemplate the mysteries of life.
And you had to do this by touching me?
Oh, I started zoning out and then I bumped into you.
Okay.
You know, I'm usually very precise. It's the archer that I am, but sometimes we do make mistakes and have little ticks of the body.
Okay. Yaundre looks at everybody else and is like, is there anything else?
I'm good.
What's next?
We leave.
Okay. Come on, Kalak.
I don't wanna.
He should be fine.
Godwin, do you need
Has Lesser
anything?
Restoration on.
Hey, Godwin,
Yes.
do you need anything while we're here?
I'm not entirely sure what all is here. Well, I suppose that would be up to Mr. Yaundre if there are some ingredients that are particularly valuable in the Prime that are easier to acquire here. It might be a good idea to stock up.
Do you have a lot of Fey material in the Prime?
No, unfortunately not. You know, so much comes from the Feywild, though, that, not to mention there aren't very many people who can cast the magics requisite in order to come here. And I am a scholar and a sage, not so much a combatant, so to come and collect materials is abnormally expensive, as your fee would suggest.
So is this additional materials, if I point them out to you, going to help us in more services?
It certainly could. The brewing of interesting potions or whatnot. Anything that you know of that I could use to further research. Of course, that research allows me to help out a bit. Anyone who comes beyond me. I would be interested, though, if we are here, if there are any individuals or places you know of here that are particularly equated with dreams and the dream realm.
I think most of my connections would probably be back in Moonrise for that type of information. But the one person that I can really think of, unfortunately, passed recently. I may have to get back to you on that.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, I was just told that there were perhaps beings here that might know something. Not that I'm suggesting that we amend the quest. It's just if we happen to be in the neighborhood, it would be something.
Well, I will say, the person that we're going to go see is going to be a wealth of knowledge for interesting brews or potions or maybe herbology in the area.
Excellent. That is certainly good to know. I'll be sure to learn whatever I can.
Great. Just don't stare at his legs. Let's
Okay.
go.
What?
Yaundre turns and starts heading out the door.
I feel like we should leave on that note and follow after.
As we leave, I'm actually going to take my the potion of dimensional awareness. The one that, when taken, allows me to view hidden doors and dimensional rifts.
Okay.
But I'm not going to tell anyone.
That is fine.
And then OOC. Yeah, so like the other potions I have, would it be bad to just drink them all at once?
Remind me what you have.
Okay, so I have this potion of dimensional awareness, view hidden doors. Also have a permanent, which is brew of wild empathy. Helps me with animals, gives me instinct, permanent advantage on animal handling and nature checks. And then the other one I wouldn't take because it's the thing that summons a storm, but that's a one-time.
You could totally drink that, give a little rumbly in the tumbly.
I kept thinking, I was like, there's one of them that you do not want to drink right now, and I just couldn't remember what it was. But it's the storm one.
Yeah,
I don't
or
foresee
what
an
is it
issue with you
in
just drinking
Rocky?
those.
It's like you're gonna eat lightning and crap thunder. Yeah, there you go. You're gonna shit lightning and fart thunder.
So I can go ahead and take the dimensional awareness and the wild empathy one. Okay.
Cool.
I'll take those two. Is there anything on my character sheet on D&D 20 where I can easily reference that I have advantage on these now?
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out.
It's not going to be an easy fix, but there's something you can do, DM, to update his character sheet.
I know, it's like I can easily give him proficiency and an actual stat override, but I guess it's nice to...
You can modify the advantage as well.
I know, but I don't actually have the ability to give him advantage.
Okay. It might just be a custom item that you just put on his character that just gives him the advantage as long as he has it equipped.
Yeah, I'll have to make it.
So you did all of this hidden? You didn't want us to see that you took both of those potions?
Correct.
Okay. I think you have a high stealth or sleight of hand, so I'm not even gonna try to see if I can figure that out or not.
It's aight.
Yeah. All right, so you guys are leaving the harbor, heading up the cliff, back up to the main city, and then heading east towards the Duskwood, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, you guys travel a couple hours or so, heading back over the river.
I rolled to see if I could see Volred doing his potions.
Yeah, you see him very quickly. Or who knows, maybe he just kind of like walking down the road, kind of do a quick chug, like throw it in a box somewhere.
Someone do that and just say, "Oh,
Drink
gee."
one and find a kid. Hey, kid, here, take this, free. But yes. So, heading eastward into the Duskwood. As you cross the river and head up into the slightly hilly areas, you can see kind of the large wall of red rock that lies to the south east, which separates the Sundown Shores from the barony of the Ever-Burning Hearth, specifically the Golden Hills. And you kind of are making your way around the Duskwood. I need you to roll me survival or nature, your choice.
A regular survival or with advantage because I know where I'm at.
How about you just roll the survival?
Damn. You don't know unless you ask.
Yeah.
Can I roll nature?
You can.
What can I roll?
How did
I get advantage because I took the potion.
Yeah, that's good because that first one was apparently a 1 minus 1, which was a 0.
You know, it's chill. But
What can I roll over here?
Holy fuck. 29? Yaundre? Jesus. Remind me never to give you advantage on survival or expertise or anything like that.
But I didn't have advantage on survival. Remember, you made me just roll that straight.
Yeah, but I mean, holy crap!
Here's-
Like you only rolled
That's
a
still not
16
the
on
highest
die.
one. I can roll a plus 16.
Let me have my moment, Caleb.
I got a 9.
Well, no, he's saying that's insane, but
I know. Let me have my
really
moment.
not.
For a level 11 character, like getting anywhere up near 30, like
Yeah.
that's pretty good. It's just like a
Yes.
Okay.
Nicely done,
all
by
right.
the way.
Good to know that all the time in the prime has not, dulled your skills.
Gotta get around quick.
Yeah, all the time in the prime has not dulled your shine. Hey, I could put a geisha on you and make you speak in rhymes.
you can put gay shit on me?
A geisha.
Oh,
Geish.
geisha. That nice
Yeah,
little...
he'll just stop speaking like the last one.
Okay. Anyway, so Yaundre, you start making your way through the Duskwood,
downtown.
kind of stopping off periodically to check some of the old kind ashes and such that were being used by the Sentinels. You do actually find one of those areas has an old leather pouch, or kind of a sack in it that actually seems to still have some supplies. As you kind of pull it out and open it up, you find 2 potions of greater healing. You also find a 50-foot section of rope that is made using giant spider silk. And you also find a stem of mana bloom, which, as you know, glows in the presence of magic.
Do I see any dimensional rifts?
Let's see. With your nature and the fact that you've done it, you actually do sense a rift nearby. And as Yaundre is kind of going around stopping off, you guys continually like Yaundre is taking you to like these little glades, these sections within the copse of trees that are kind of open. They look as though they might have at some point had people stay there briefly like a camp, and he seems to just be kind of systematically from the south to the north checking all of these places as you go. But as you continue, there was you sense this sort of dimensional energy getting closer.
I don't say anything.
Okay.
Yaundre will continue on.
It's just your life now, Eric.
Oh, I know. Okay. Yaundre, as you guys are kind of moving around, kind of doing your survival stuff, you start noticing evidence of hoof prints. And so they look reasonably fresh, so you feel like you're getting close. And so as you're kind of approaching the glade that you know to be ahead, you stop. Because you sense something ahead of you. It's a faint sound and a smell upwind.
Does it remind me of anything, or is this something that I've noticed before?
It smells like animal, but there's also a faint kind of acrid scent to it. You know it as some of the stuff that the individual you're searching for brews on occasion. Very dangerous stuff. But what gets you first off is that you start to hear what sounds like the knocking and drawing of an arrow in the distance.
Yaundre will stop the group and peer off from where he saw or heard the bow and arrow. Does he see anything?
Roll me a perception check.
I think my Sentinel Shield gives me advantage on this one. Less, because it was going to be a 1. So a 16.
Yeah, as you're kind of glancing, you're scouting the area, kind of look ahead, you do notice that it looks like between kind of two narrow river birch trees, you do see this kind of massive form taking cover behind. And as you're kind of glancing a little bit more, you can see a little bit of glint from what you know to be, metallic and gemstone beads that decorate the hair of a certain individual. But hidden well, but not that well.
Yaundre will turn towards where he sees the glint and puts his hand up and just says, Therius, mean no harm.
As that happens, you guys actually kind of see ducking out from the side of a tree this kind of, from what you guys can see at this distance, almost like this copper-skinned elf with this kind of coarse, long copper hair, kind of from an elevated position, kind of pop out from behind a tree and go, Yaundre! Wait, what are you doing here?
I need a place to stay. Same with my
And
friends.
And then you see kind of coming around the tree a centaur kind of starting to gallop or trot a little bit up toward you.
Yaundre immediately, as soon as the centaur comes out from behind the tree, he just like snaps his finger and then like points at the group and like.
And as he's kind of, stamping forward a little bit, goes, "Ah, come on now, friend. You know I give you rest and relaxation anytime you want. I am actually have some food on the grill, and you are free. And welcome to it. We can have a rager. It'll be awesome, just like old times."
Just like old times? Yaundre like
Yes.
looks at him and is like,
Of course. This time, I swear, I will keep the florals and aromatics to a minimum.
it's not necessarily the florals and the aromatics, it's the effects that come with them.
Okay, all right, okay. So I promise I won't spike the mead, but can I still do the incense? Kind of looking around.
Looks back at him.
Is looking at your group
Is
like
this in
they look like they
common
can
or
handle it.
Sylvan?
Oh, this is in Sylvan.
Yeah, I was like, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, you can do the incense.
Okay, all right, cool.
On one side of the glade.
Okay, all right, fine. He's kind of like looking around. That's it. Oh, holy shit! He's kind of like looking at Kelmac. Your friend chill? He chill?
If you give him libation, he will be fine.
Kelmac's like, what? Why are they talking about me?
He's virtually harmless.
Really?
Oh, he's completely harmless.
Virtually. He does some damage, but like that's only because he's fine. He's chill.
All right, I suppose that makes sense. Well, fucking cat wears armor, right? They're supposed to be a dexterous breed, right?
He's not gonna scratch your tree.
Well, that happens. It's just, the last cat man I met, he took that bite out of my ass, and
I mean, you offered.
well, I'm just saying, it's kind of hard to reach back that way and apply poultice.
That is fair. And you were right. It was the florals. Let's be honest.
I'm telling you, man, it was the most embarrassing thing. I had to soak the rag and put it up on the tree and then rub my butt up against the tree. Embarrassing. But you know what? Hey, it was a kick-ass rager. So,
Yaundre turns back to the group and begins talking in common and says, I found us a place to stay. It's
and then he kind of goes,
gonna be
oh! Okay, they don't speak the language. I was about to ask you if they were, stupid or something.
some. This is in Sylvan.
I'll respond back.
He didn't say, he said that in common.
And I responded in Sylvan.
All right, brochachos. Let's make our way to the glade.
Bravo, I was going to say something.
Yeah, as we start following him, I say in Sylvan, loud enough for him to hear. I just look over to Zal, who clearly won't understand, and say, check out this guy. This guy's funny.
As you're kind of moving forward,
Who are you talking to?
the centaur kind of looks back. See, a fellow practitioner of the comedic arts. Yeah, I've been known for a little bit of funniness from time to time. We centaurs were excellent partiers. Not as big a partiers as those satyrs. Don't even get me started on them. But, hey, we're more the warrior type, but you gotta cut loose every once in a while, if you know what I'm saying.
I've been known to cut loose quite often.
Good. Might take you on a hunt sometime.
I go back over to Darius and I'm just like, he's the one you have to keep away from the incense. I say that in common. I don't say that in Sylvan. This is out loud in common.
Wait, are you talking about Ezerleaf?
And then
He just looks up
kind
at
of
his
looks
mouth.
around and he's like, "Oh, dude, Azure Leaf, that shit's so tame. I got some mushrooms that would make your mind melt."
Hey!
Okay,
Yaundre,
all
it's
right.
not like I don't have my own mushrooms here.
Yeah. And then, if you like, there are some crystals that grow in the caverns deeper inside over in the marshes. You break that shit down, man. But I do have to say, it wreaks hell on your sinuses. So,
And what do these
Yaundre is
crystals
just
do?
like-
This is describing crystal meth.
Yaundre will look over at Darius and just be like, they couldn't even handle moon glow. You know what?
dude, they can't even handle the sugar?
It's here. It's different in the prime than it is here. There's a lot of other things that are a lot stronger here than they are in the prime.
Well, yeah, because things are more fun when they're stronger.
I mean, yes, but their constitution isn't as strong as some of ours.
I'm not saying something, because you elves are like pretty unconstituted.
Yeah, they're worse.
We didn't have a constitution. My family just owned the place.
I gotta tell you, man, if they can't handle it here in autumn, what the fuck are you gonna do when you take them to spring?
I don't think we're gonna go to spring.
Shit, that's the best place to take breaks, though. A good break in spring?
Darius, I want to get us to where we're staying.
All right. So is it just you guys?
Yeah, it's just us, keeping a little low profile.
Godwin kind of pops up. Pardon me, is this the individual you said that I would perhaps get some information from?
Yeah, he is an expert on the local flora and any natural remedies that would happen here in the Feywild go through Darius here. So
Darius kind of pipes up and interjects. Yeah, see, we centaurs are a pretty long-lived race. Not as long as the Eladrin and other elf peoples, but we roam free. We know everything about this place. Well, not as much as the Trents do, obviously. They talk to one another and they've been here forever, but still.
Darius, are you still going to Emberwatch Enclave?
Yeah, go from time to time, check out the brothers. I have some kin in that area. But mostly I've been doing runs farther south, past the Howling Steppe, down in the Golden Hills. Brumholt has agreed to help out a little bit, as you understand, in predicament, navigating the area. I think they're in the process of trying to see if they can get old Honk Face over in the Shattered Peaks to help out. After all, they have the biggest mines and stuff around here, but still, I mean, Mr. Old Pumpkinhead, he's got everything locked down pretty tight in the time you've been gone.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Well, where are we headed?
Oh, yeah, it's just up here, over the top of this little hill. Just be careful, though. The slope is kind of steep, and I know you guys have, like, little feet. And only two of them, too.
Thanks, Darius.
And he kind of rounds there. You guys kind of pass through a thicket until you kind of saw from a distance this area that looked like it was just kind of a similar glade, like a break in trees. But as you guys actually enter it, the whole thing looks like a campsite, with tents set up. Looks like there's a large bonfire. There's kind of a small makeshift building off to the side, the kind of cobbled together of like clay that looks like it's smoking pretty heavily. And there's all kinds of things like dream catchers and weird kind of totems up in the trees. And this faint kind of shimmer passes over your body as you enter. Volred, you would have felt like the portal-like energy as you were getting close. And in your case, it felt like a tingling sensation. You felt it more keenly than others do. And as you pass through, you do get the sense that the area around you shifts somehow, as if where you are is not part of where you were, but is kinda the same thing. You don't know. You might have to ask Caleb about that shit, but it definitely feels like you're both in Kansas and not in Kansas at the same time.
Cool.
But yes, all in all, the place looks like a really nice little glade to kind of come. You see ample food kind of stacked over to the side, kind of like onions and garlics and stuff just kind of hanging, drying out. There is meat, like a giant boar, dire boar, really, this massive creature just kind of roasting on a spit. And it kind of, you just see like this little orb of light holding on to the handle and just kind of going around with it, kind of rotating the boar as it goes. And it's got this kind of purple apple in its mouth. So
I got 2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
One is, so this potion, does it allow me to see the dimensional rift or just feel it? Just for future reference.
You do feel as though you saw some kind of shimmer as you got close. But you mostly felt it at this point. And it's kind of weird because, like, there's definitely an element of, like, your body still trying to get used to the effects. Almost as though, like, your body's still kind of, like, partially rejecting it. So it kind of oscillates and comes and goes in waves.
Okay. Second question is, when I saw the centaur dude in my vision, am I seeing the exact same, like, surrounding? Like, I saw, like, the current.
No, when you saw him previously, he was out walking somewhere else in another, like, glade, like what Yaundre had showed you to, but you can obviously tell from some, like, the tattooing and stuff on the neck, it's the same centaur.
Cool, thanks.
As you're kind of glancing around, you do see Therius kind of give you a little bit of a glance of Volred as you kind of passed through, but doesn't seem to press you on any of it. But as he kind of trots back to the far side of the bonfire, he kind of gestures out. Okay, well, this is my little sacred grove for the moment. Home, you know, for now, until I move it. And so, of course, you're free to stay here for a little bit of time, if you like. There's food and shit, too, so.
What, is it just you?
At the moment, yeah. I mean, you've been gone a while, so you don't really know, but the Pumpkin King is really... Well, you know, there aren't very many people of the Sentinels left, really. Pretty much all the newbies have either got captured, killed, or gave up. As it stands, even some of the leadership is in a bit of a problem. And so, honestly, as crazy it is to say, you're one of the few members remaining.
Yeah, I heard about Whisper Breeze and Captain Celine.
Yeah, that sucks too. That old pixie was a real good friend of mine, you know? Helped me out here in the wilds. But, well, I don't know. But, I just hope something changes soon, you know? It's bad enough, you know, the Pumpkin King, he may do his thing with all the civilized places, but that doesn't mean those of us out here in the wilds don't have to deal with the shit too, you know?
Yeah.
Like, constantly marching people over my forest and hunting my woods and stuff. He's, you know, that rat bastard, he may be he may be one of the lords of the harvest and the hunt at the moment, but homeboy just doesn't understand his place in the cycle. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he didn't necessarily take the means of the cycle to get into power now, did he?
No, but I don't know. All I know is everything kept pretty good in the way, when the Horned Lord was there. Even if he didn't rule, everyone understood. You step out of line, the Horned Lord and the Wild Hunt come down, they make you learn your lesson. Or, take your head or something like that. But I'm telling you right now, if the Sovereign were to come back and see what's going on here, that Pumpkin King man, what he's done, that's going to get him in a shitload of trouble, right? Like a metric horse shit load of trouble. And the stinky shit, too. Like my friends, the ones over on the east of here, and they be eating acorns and shit.
You're wild.
Are acorns a delicacy
Fucking
here?
acorn pancakes.
That sounds delicious.
Well, I mean, sure, some people eat acorn pancakes, but they're a little crunchy for my taste. I prefer apple pancakes myself. You get a little bit of wild grain in there, get a little bit of mushing on the apples and stuff. It's pretty good, pretty sweet too. Of course, I can make my own maple syrup. There's just like fucking maple trees everywhere, so.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
And
But
I
I
would
tell
like
you
that.
what, though, a shroom kebab. That's really the best, though. I gotta tell you, so many kinds of mushrooms grow out here. So many kinds. Bugs are pretty good too, but not really my thing. But hey, there's some that do. You're not aren't bug guys, right?
Yeah.
I mean, sure. I mean, everyone's tried a delicacy or two.
All right. I can understand that. Well, shit, you came all the way out here, and I guess it's, barely lunchtime. So, or I guess at this point it'd be near late evening, wouldn't it? Okay, well, I guess you could just pick some tents, and then food's really ready to go, so you could just, slice off a chunk whenever you want and raid the stores. It's all good. Don't worry. The little fairy lights, I'll handle all that if you need anything.
You had some questions, right? Yaundre looks back.
To Volred or Godwin?
Godwin.
No. Godwin goes, yes, Master Therius, is it? I had some questions. And, he kind of goes off and they start kind of, dreams. Okay, dude, I've got so much I could share with you. Come, friend. Let me show you the finer points of my Fey alchemy. Just kind of takes him to the back. Oh, watch the horse shit. Yeah, and kind of takes that. But you guys are more or less left in this glade.
Therius can be quite the entertainer. And, well, let's just say he's got a lab out back.
How much drugs have you done, Yaundre?
Me?
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
All that the Feywild can offer, at least.
Let's do it. Not now.
No.
Not now.
Business.
Yeah, you didn't let me finish. I was saying not now. Thank you. I appreciate feeling heard, but the response was very quick.
Fair. But there are some temporary drugs that Therius can show you that you could try tonight. Just nothing that's going to last longer than a couple of hours or so.
Say less.
Vorid has an addictive personality.
I forgot to mention that earlier when I was spilling my soul.
I mean, I get that, but Volred is not in control here.
What?
This is Darius's circle. This is his glade. If he doesn't want you to have anything, he's not going to let you have it.
Oh, well, I wasn't going to just assume.
I know, but someone mentioned that you had an addictive personality. So once you're cut off, there's no worried about you getting any more.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, if you would like to partake in some, I would wait and, well, maybe you should meet Darius out back, where he's showing Godwin his lab.
I go back there.
Okay. And by back there, you go through a large, like, 4-post tent, and there is what kind of looks like an elaborate brewery and moonshine still set up out there, with numerous kind of large kettle buckets filled with all kinds of different colors. It's like he makes a mash out of whatever he can find, almost. But yeah, he's in the process of kind of talking with Godwin and going over different kinds of herbs and mushrooms. It seems the topic focuses heavily on herbs and mushrooms and such that create a dream state. And Godwin, from what you can tell, seems very interested in forcing some kind of dream state. Yeah.
Therius, question. What would you... If you were trying to be more one with the Feywild, what sort of drug would you take to kind of heighten that spiritual experience?
Well, no. You got some choices there, I'm saying. You know, each of the regions has its own kind of unique things to take and imbibe and use, you know. So yeah, that really kind of wonders. Really though, the absolute best thing, though I haven't had it myself, I'd have to tell you, though it is, I would have to say, a bucket list item, you know, and just saying. So there is a place in the Amber Forest called the Grove of the Ancients. There are some tree people, you know, the Trents. I'm not sure what you call them in the Prime, that live out there, right? And these trees, check it, are so old. They are perhaps the oldest living things here in Autumn. So old, in fact, it is said that those trees were planted by the sovereign of the harvest himself and got big enough to know the sovereign before he did his disappearing act, which means they are perhaps the only beings in all this realm that actually met the sovereign, right? But the most important part of this is that one of these ancient, right, is supposed to be an ancient apple tree. And it is said that the golden apples that grow from this tree soak up the very essence of the Feywild in the realm of Autumn itself. It is said that one who takes part of one of those apples can know all kinds of hidden truths about this place. You know? Because it is steeped with the knowledge. And supposedly it's also a really good apple, you know, which is kind of why I want it. But, you know, other thing too.
It sounds like that would be a great apple pancake day.
Yeah, or pie, or just eat the apple. I mean, presumably, I know they say it's a golden apple. I presume you can still bite it. I mean, because that would really suck if not.
I will remember this.
Good, good. The only problem is the Grove of the Ancients. It's one of those places that's, well, as time goes on, it's said fewer and fewer people ever manage to make it there. And the ancients that dwell within that grove kind of decide who gets to show up and who doesn't. So, I mean, generally speaking, the Grove of the Ancients is kind of seen as folklore, a myth, but there are enough places that are said, you know, writings and such talking about it that, you know, it's mostly known to there. The only other place, like I guess if you wanted to do something like that, over in the Crimson Plains, there is an orchard that's called the Wandering Orchard. And they call it that obviously because the trees get up and they move on a regular basis. So, like, you know, they kind of migrate. But yeah, supposedly that since they migrate and kind of go all over the place, it's said that they can maybe get something there if you want to be oneness. You know, the truth be told, if that's kind of your thing, over near the throne, you know, because the throne's the center of autumn. Basically, everything in this world stretches out from there. So, yeah, basically, anything down there that you can do. That's also where you can get the those you know, crystals I was talking about in the Whispering Caverns underneath there. So yeah, just telling you, the winds that go through those caverns, they said they're as old as the realm itself. They said on occasion, as they kind of whip through, they can whisper truth and ancient knowledge to you. Of course, I've never had that happen myself too, but still, yeah. The only other thing out there. Oh, but hey, if you are going out that way, there is a really cool place, southeast, I'd say, of the throne. It's called the Celestial Fall. It's this massive kind of waterfall that starts up in the clouds somewhere and then just kind of falls down and then into this lake, right? It's kind of the birthplace of the silvered waters, but it's said that that water is blessed, and the water flows from somewhere, I guess, in another world or something. It can't be known for sure. It's over there near the fallen star.
What fallen star?
Yeah. Well, from what I'm told, over near the throne, there was this, like, massive, like, the size of a cart, they say, fallen star, that landed just, like, a little bit northeast of the throne. Yeah, big old freaking crater there. Basically shook the place up a little bit. And, of course, I've never been there myself, but I'm told it was so massive that they obviously couldn't move it anywhere. So people tend to go there. But you do have to be careful, though, because, you know, some less than savory folks go around there from time to time, trying to sneak pieces of the stone. But from what I understand, that particular star, the star's gotten so hard that, even magic can't break it. It said that, like, even when the star hit the ground, it stayed in one piece, right? Like, the ground wasn't even hard enough to break that or anything. So, like, that's got to be freaking hard, man.
That is interesting. I would love to see all of those things. I don't know if we'll get to the star, though. We're really not here for that. The first one
That's
sounded really
unfortunate,
fun.
too. The orchard, or the throne, or the Whispering Caves? The
those.
Silver Falls.
Well, all of them. I mean, you talked about the Crimson Plains. You talked about the Grove of the Ancients. Wandering Orchard, Whispering Caverns, Celestial Fall. I mean, that really just sounds like a tour guide. Those all sound great.
Wow, yeah, lots of cool and fun stuff to do. But I mean, like, if you're here, like, in the Barony, and you're just gonna be chilling around, lots of cool stuff. Actually, not that far from here. If you take the river all the way southward until you hit the Twilight Cliffs, and then follow the cliffs till you hit the sea, there is a cove there that we call Starfall Cove, because the section of the rock in, like, the water is just so that if you're inside that cove at night, in certain parts when it's nice and clear, you see the storm and the stars fall across the sea. It bathes that whole cove in light, man. It's like trippy as fuck. Good place to go and have some fun. Bring some stuff.
Okay, man, this keeps getting more interesting. I think I may have underplayed the interestingness of stars. Where would be some other cool places?
For stars specifically?
Yeah, sure. The last two things sounded really cool.
Hard to say exactly. Perhaps the lighthouse, but that's out on the reef. The Azure Lighthouse, it is there to kind of help people travel through the Sea of Falling Stars and the Astral Sea. As far as I'm aware, the lighthouse has a caretaker that no one's ever really seen. No one ever comes to or from the lighthouse. So people think he's like some kind of weird archfey or something. There's also the Shimmering Cove, but that's farther up near Amberwatch. You could go there. It's got crystal clear waters, man. Like, beautiful. And they sparkle in the sunlight. It's definitely kind of a touristy place to go. They have a lot of marine creatures there. The most important part, though, is that if you start there and then head out to sea, kind of buried, under the water a little bit, there's a place called the Sunken Gardens. Yep, it's literally garden underwater. The Triton people do it. They kind of make this place and they travel there from time to time, and just kind of make the place look nice. So, occasionally from time to time, people, they get some potions or whatever. They go down there. They, settle on the gardens. It's kind of cool. A lot of different things down there to see.
Dang, that's really cool. Question, what if I want to do a little bit of drugs right now? Is there anything that you have that would be a couple hours in effect that you would recommend?
I have some stuff I could definitely hook you up with. Definitely hook you up with. I guess it just kind of depends on the kind of effect you want. Are you just wanting like an out-of-body experience, or you just wanting to feel good? I have one that can give you an awful lot of energy.
I would like one that's out of body experience, but I don't want to like fully leave my senses.
Okay, all right. How do you feel about randomly having your hair color change?
I mean, I am quite fond of my hair, but I'm also quite fond of substance abuse. So I'd be willing to change my hair for this.
Okay, because I'm just saying, Yaundre tried this at one point in time, and I didn't give him the disclaimer, and he got kind of upset. He had pink hair for a little while, which I thought suited him, but he didn't think so, or at least long term. But anyway, sometimes the effects are temporary, sometimes they're permanent, and I don't know.
Like the effect of the euphoria or the hair color?
Oh, the hair color.
Oh, okay. There's some contemplation from Volred, but ultimately he will go forward with this. So, yeah.
All right. Okay, well then I'll give you some of that. And then, yeah, and he gives you a little bit of like powder, just in case you're interested. You can take that. I mean, what that one kind of does, kind of lets you see different kind of magic stuff. At least, that's what I was told. But it's pretty trippy as fuck. Yeah, just saying. The whole world will start to kind of look really colorful, even at night. Just saying.
Thank you. How much of this first one should I take?
Oh, well, I can only give you like a dose for me. Which I mean, I would say if you take that, steep it in some tea. I mean, because I eat just like the mushrooms, like full on. I eat like 4 or 5 of them. You might try one, or I guess if you want to be a little safer, you could like put that in water and steep it a little bit, and drink the like a mushroom tea kind of situation, just to kind of see how it affects you. But I'm just saying.
Okay, thank you. And when I do this, which will be soon after conversations, I'll probably just do like a quarter of it.
Okay, yeah, whatever. Okay. And I assume the rest of you at this point are mostly just talking amongst yourself, calling dibs on tents, things like that nature.
Yep. Oh, before we do turn in, though, I would come up to Theris and ask him if he has any particular brews or concoctions that can help us breathe underwater for a long period of time.
And it sits there for a moment. Yeah. Oh, wait, hold up. Fresh water or salt water?
The Sea of Falling Stars.
Ooh, shit. That sounds pretty dangerous, man.
I mean, it is, but that's what we're here for.
On the other hand, it'd be one hell of a kegger. Never tried to do keg stand while underwater. I might actually be able to float. Because, like I'm kind of bottom heavy. So normally I can't do that. But I don't know. I might have to give that a try sometime.
Why don't you come with us?
Gee, I can't swim. Oh, man. You're fun.
Which is why we also need the stuff to breathe underwater.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, be bad. That would be really bad. But yeah, I suppose I have some, stuff I could get. I mean, I don't have anything in stock, but I could make some, a little cauldron of something. So I'm guessing you'll need some, I guess, for all of you.
Yes, 6. 7 if you come with.
I don't know. I have to make up my mind. I gotta figure out what I'm doing tomorrow. Gotta check my schedule.
Just
You know.
let me know.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Yeah, so breathing underwater. You're gonna like, I don't know, just want to be like you can breathe underwater, or you want to be like a shark?
I would prefer not to change. You know what? Actually, there is. Can you do both?
I mean, I could do something. Yeah. The reason why I ask is depending on what you're doing. It kind of depends on how long you want to be breathing underwater. What all?
We're going to be looking, scavenging, and possibly having to run away from some pretty big things. So, if you can do something for us that'll help us stay down there for a good while, that'd be great.
Yeah. I mean, in that case, you probably just want something like, just regular water breathing. I just asked because, swimming, if you're not a swimming creature like a dolphin or something is, kind of hard. So,
I mean, I'm not really sure everybody's ability to swim, so let's just go with the latter then. Let's make it easier for everything.
okay, you know what? I'll make you up like a little gift basket, and then see what you think might be useful.
Works for me.
Whenever he leaves to go do that, I want to get up to Yaundre. Hey, Yaundre,
What's up?
I can breathe underwater.
You can what?
I can make us breathe underwater.
Yes, but how long can you make us breathe underwater? These are things we have to think about. I just don't want us to use your magic and capabilities here and then us get stuck if we run out of time. If there's something that we can do to extend our time down there, then it would be better for us. And keeps you from having to expend some of your magic.
I will say, I can cast this ritually, and I can grant up to 10 living creatures the ability to breathe water for 24 hours each time.
Huh. Well, do you want to be a shark?
That is why I didn't interject, because it'd be awesome.
Great. Well, let's see what he comes back with, and then we can go from there.
Okay. Anything else?
So I'm just assuming that in this area there's a shitload of like random plants that came in this entire.
Yep, that you are largely don't know anything about.
He is going to be inspecting them all, not touching, not smelling, but cataloging them all in his brain. Because very interesting, and he wants to know more about all of them.
Okay.
And if the guy's around, he'll be asking questions. What's that one? That one. Up until the point to where he is extremely tired of answers, and then he'll stop. Only after he pushes that last button.
Yeah. Darius, he doesn't. It takes a lot to kind of push his button kind of all the way. Basically, as Darius just kind of he goes through and kind of tells you everything you need. But basically, from what you're able to gather, this whole grove is actually like a spell that he casts, which creates an effect similar to what you all would know as a pocket cave. Only this is done in a collection of trees, and the little glade also produces, herbal ingredients and such to that can brew many, common kinds of potions and stuff.
Pocket glade.
Yeah, a little pocket glade, but it's not a plug-in.
Plug it in, plug it in. It smells like flowers.
S.C. Johnson, a family company.
It says no tears. There's a whole lot of just drugs. I'm assuming that these plants will cause hallucinations of some kind. So I have not touched a single thing.
Yeah, some of them can be, but as you can kind of overhear, Kim says, there's actually a lot of medicinal uses for most of these. It's just if prepared in a certain way, or you take just a certain part of the plant, can be used to create various substances of dubious nature, and that is mostly what he uses them for.
I've got nothing.
Yeah, that was all my questions, so I'm good.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I guess I'm taking drugs now.
Okay. So you have that out-of-body experience. Yeah. Roll me a wisdom save.
How about a nat 20? Oh.
Yeah. Okay. In this case, like, your consciousness expands a little bit into different areas of the Duskwood. You can definitely kind of gauge where you're at in the area. You also can kind of sense, like, to the northeast, kind of a large settlement. You sense kind of a faded power in, far east of you, near that massive tree. You can kind of, it's almost just like you can kind of sense these little pockets of life and locations out in the world, though you don't know what any one of them really is. But what you really feel, there's this overall layer of life and kind of vibrance and happiness, but you kind of sense down in the undercurrent of this world a lot of sadness and sorrow and lamentation, regret, that kind of thing. There's definitely this kind of overall depressive sense of loss and deprivation, of a world not whole.
Okay. I would like to walk up to Yaundre and pat him on the shoulder.
You kind of look over, and Volred's eyes are like really wide. Oh, right. By the way, these were the mushroom ones, right?
Yes, which I took a quarter of.
Okay.
Is Yaundre going to see Volred doing this?
You may or may not have seen him take the mushrooms, but you can see, like, his eyes are, like, fully dilated.
No, I mean him approaching Yaundre.
Oh, yeah, he's placing his hand on you and everything.
I'm not going to allow him to do it this time.
Yeah.
So obviously I notice Yaundre kind of debuffing me or whatever. So I say,
Yep, he rebuffs you.
Yaundre, care to have a chat
About what?
about how I can help you?
How you can help me under the influence?
Yes.
Under the influence of whatever you took back there, or under the influence of the potions that you took earlier?
Yes.
Sure.
I feel it.
What is it?
I feel the world. I feel the energies, settlements. I feel life.
Theris!
No.
Theris!
Wait. Let me touch you,
Why?
please.
Why? And where?
On the shoulder.
And why?
Oh, yeah. So the 2 times I've touched you when being connected to the Feywild, which, yes, I touched you on purpose is the word? I touched you on purpose earlier. And when I did, Therius I saw. I saw Therius before we had left that tavern. I think if I touch you again in this elevated state, I might be able to see things that you cannot. And that might help you.
So earlier you were just using me?
I don't think of it like that.
Did you know that you would have these visions before you touched me before?
I only knew the first time. The second time was to see if this repeatable. Curious.
And the first time you saw something about me?
Yes. I told you the
letter.
The letter.
And the flower. And the people.
Yes.
So you did it again, and you saw more about me.
Not you.
You knew when you were coming. You knew who I was coming to talk to. So this is all information related to me.
Yes, what I'm saying is I might be able to see parts of the world that relates to you. I don't know, it could help. I might be able to find something from the world that you need.
I need you to not be in my head.
Okay.
What else did you see, Bored?
That was it. I saw Therius. I floated from above. I saw places. I can feel forest.
Bored, I'm going to say this and say this nicely. Why don't you just go touch some grass? You don't need me to go find something. And I don't know how I feel about you knowing things about me that I didn't just tell you. And how long have you been able to do this?
Since I took that potion earlier, remember?
I just wanted to make sure. I don't know if that was something you were keeping from me or anything else.
I've not lied.
You told me you accidentally bumped into me earlier when you were looking into my head.
Damn.
If you want to know something about the world, I suggest you talk to the world since you're so connected to it. And, you know, this would be a good opportunity for you to experience the Feywild like your ancestors did. I don't think you necessarily need me for that.
I was only trying to help.
You could ask.
I just did.
A little too late, but it's okay. Maybe Therius can help you on your journey. I know those drugs can be a little wild, and they can take you places that you've never thought you would go. And being that we're in the Feywild, there's a lot of places you've never been. So maybe talking to him would help.
No, I'll just go touch grass. And I walk off.
Yaundre will go back to his little tent.
Yeah, these little tents, which are, bigger on the inside.
Yaundre will probably take this opportunity to chill out for the rest of the night.
He needs a good mellowing. It's been a rough day.
It's gonna relax, yeah. A lot of emotional baggage happening all at one time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else you guys want to do before you attempt a long rest?
No, just trying to learn more about the plants that are around here. Not going to take drugs. Even though Kilbo wants him to, but he's not going to.
I write it in my journal to nowhere.
Okay.
And after that, Caleb's probably just going to go to bed. Probably after everybody else does.
Okay. Well, then you guys will take a little rest here in the glade. And then we'll go ahead and take our break.
Back in 15 minutes.
Yeah, back in 15 minutes. go. I am not your mule, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Centaurs are just insects.
Whoa, you say in the morning while Therius is looking at.
They've got 6 limbs.
I mean, I guess that is technically true. But hey, guys, welcome back
And a
to
thorax.
Tuesday Dungeons and Dragons. So, before the break, you guys had traveled to the magical glade of Therius, the centaur, and spent some time perusing some of his collection and knowledge, and had some good food, and then slept. Awaking the following morning, still here in the glade, with the sound of breakfast, smells of bacon and maple syrup, and butter.
Where'd you get the bacon?
Do I smell apples?
You asking out there?
I'm verbalizing that as I walk up.
Yeah, Theris is like, yeah, you do, my man. I am making pancakes with apple topping. I have other like different berries and stuff, and then took some of the bacon parts from the pig last night and cooked it up. It's a little tougher than like regular bacon, but pork is pork, right? And made some biscuits, which were, sorry, they don't necessarily like look really good because very skilled with the whole kneading of things, but I'm entertaining, so gotta do it for the regular folks, for the homies, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you guys are not morning people, it seems.
Yo,
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
boy.
what?
Hmm.
I heard they were making some bacon over here.
Yeah. Yes, we is. But I'm just telling you right now, when you get like this, you start saying yes to things. And then so just saying.
Listen, sometimes you just gotta have a little fun, you know.
Yeah, well, you always say that. But then, when you go through your other more depressive phase, then you start saying things differently. And I don't want to get yelled at this time.
Listen, it's not always just me saying it. Sometimes you say it and then I say, I'm not down. Or like, it could be just very simple as like, I'll do it if you do it. And then we get in trouble.
I'm just saying, this feels like a trap. This is entrapment.
It's more of an entanglement, but we'll make it work.
All right.
Oh, no.
So you want extra bacon then, right?
Of course.
Of course. Of course you want extra bacon. It's because I know you.
Listen, we go way back. It's a thing.
I did. Yeah. Too far back.
Yeah, we did have some good times at the Enclave. Anyway, Caleb,
Yes, Yaundre?
you gonna eat? You just sitting over there reading your books and taking notes?
Of course I'm gonna eat.
Well, come on.
Finn really likes
Put
books.
everything up. Put his book up. And then I'll get over and get some bacon.
You should wait until he starts talking to the thing. Sometimes it gets a little weird. He like opens the book, the little thing shows up. It's like shimmery and stuff, kind of looks like a ghost. And then
He starts talking.
He's talking about
May-
the elf dude that he was talking to last night.
Oh, he was doing it.
Maylor,
Like
I'm telling you,
Maylor
man, it was
pops up
freaky.
behind them.
huh.
You mean him?
Yeah,
Yep, that's the dude.
Hey, at least he's letting them out more. Last time he was complaining and yapping about, oh, I don't get a chance to leave the book. You know, I'm always in your mind. I'm always talking to you, and there's nobody else to talk to.
Shit. Okay. So I guess you managed to find like the only person in the prime material that you can like gel with and have conversations with about like abilities and stuff.
Have you tried talking to the ghost about an ability?
No, I mean I hadn't really talked to him, but I'm just saying. But like at least this one, I can see this, not like, the guys you usually hang out.
Wait, whoa. Don't go talking about Reggie and Celeste like that. The good people.
Ah, okay. You got some new ones then, huh? What happened to the old ones?
The contracts was up.
Man, you in contract.
It's what we do. Listen, you make a deal, you go back, you don't go back on the deal. You follow it through, you leave them alone, you get the experience, it's a lesson learned.
Yeah, a lot of lesson learned, breaking a lot of deals.
So 8? Come on, man. It's not that big a deal.
I'm just saying. But I'm guessing, since, you was in this frame of mind, that you are, this is the day you're going to be doing something dangerous.
Oh, yeah. I was supposed to tell you guys something. Hold on. Gather around real quick.
Oh, this is going to be a good one. Always good for stories.
It's not a story. It's more just options,
Oh. Well, I'm marginally less interested.
Fair. Yeah, so Yaundre told me to let y'all know there's 2 options we got here. We can either go take the boat, go out to the sea, try to breathe underwater, find some stars and stuff, bring it back. Or we can go to a place out in Gordfell, bop some heads, find a piece of the star, and bring it back.
Gordfell.
Where's
Yeah.
Gordfell and why is that? Is that an easier option?
Well, neither one of them is an easy option. But it's somewhere like right out like what, southeast of Gordfell, like northwest of the throne, right? Some big old crater.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about the other star. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could try and pull that one off. But I mean, if you're talking about...
he said something about like the Pumpkin King's men and stuff, because we don't like them anyway. So you go bop some heads, get it in.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I mean, you don't go mess with the Pumpkin King, man. That sounds like a... Well, I mean, I guess it's going to be difficult no matter what you do. Yeah. Whatever, I'm not doing the quest.
We're either out on the water and potentially getting sunk, or eaten by a leviathan or a kraken, a serpent, or we go fight the Pumpkin King. Well,
Krakens, man, they're very handsy. They're handsy bunch, I'm telling you.
Well, apparently so is the rest of this group. And then Summary Andre Salazar will look over at Volred and then look back.
I will also like to point out that of inconvenience to the Pumpkin King serves your purpose as well, correct, Yaundre?
Well, I mean, technically not so much. I mean, it's been about 12 years since I've been here, so the last time accent change, that's weird. Last time
Got texted on that one.
last time I got here is he was searching for me, but he's not really searching for me now. So if we go out there and bop some heads, he's gonna know I'm here. Then he's gonna keep looking. Might not serve the purpose as much.
Well, but you still don't like him, correct?
Oh, nobody well, there are a couple of people that like him.
And you still want the chance eventually to at least knock him down a couple pegs. That's what I'm talking about.
Once Yaundre finds the head, then yeah, obviously.
That's what I'm talking about. Knocking him down some pegs. That'll serve your purpose as well as ours.
I don't know why you're trying to convince me. I love bopping heads. It doesn't matter to me which way we go. I was trying to give y'all the option. So,
What if we just go to the Celestial Fall? I hear that there's a fallen star there quite in size.
you want to go to the Celestial Falls with all the uppity people?
Remember who you're talking to, Yaundre.
Yeah, but you like was supposed to turn some kind of leaf or something.
Oh, but I still enjoy that sort of scenery. But what? Besides me, there's a star there.
Well, would we be taking the star from uppity people?
I believe so. That's what it sounds like.
Actually, the star, like, I mean, you might have to deal with some of the Pumpkin King's guards or something, but mostly it's like bandits stuff. Also, hey, pretty big. Man, I don't know how you're gonna be lifting that.
Okay.
How big is it?
I would say about the size of a wagon.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Or
and
we
people
could
tried to break it into smaller pieces, but that just isn't working.
Or we could buy like
Jeez, what do we
cliffs.
do for that?
Wouldn't at the Twilight Cliff we could see where fresh stars have fallen? That could help us find one.
You seem to know a lot about where we are right now. How you know this?
What about the lighthouse? The caretaker might be an archfey. Maybe we can convince them to help find a
Just
star.
gonna ignore the question altogether. Did
Oh,
you
well.
touch somebody else and get a little vision?
No, I'm just trying to help right now, and it sounds like it's being not appreciated.
Nope, just asking how you know information. You seem to know a lot of it now.
Because I talked to Therius about this.
That's true. He did ask me a lot of questions last night. You know, hey, that's what I do.
Yeah,
I usually do ask for things,
Mhm,
but
mhm,
sometimes that doesn't always happen.
like what?
I don't understand your response and won't answer to it.
Like what do you ask for that doesn't always happen?
Disassociation.
Wasn't he like some kind of prince or something? He would always ask for stuff and then things always just happen?
I mean, I think we're getting off topic here.
Oh, I was just curious, asking questions is what we're doing here. Anyway, are we going to any of the places that he named off? You want to go to Gordfell and bop some heads, or you want to go out into the sea?
Well, if we go and attack Gordfell and like the Pumpkin King, doesn't he have like guards and an army or something we have to deal with then?
Oh, the Pumpkin King's at the throne. The throne is not at Gordfell.
Well, I mean, his throne is, at Gordfell. That's where his palace is. I mean, sure.
He's not
I mean,
he decided.
sorry. I mean, he tries to, spend time at the throne of fallen leaves, of course, but that's the sovereign's throne, and no one able to go and do something like that. But I mean, you want the Pumpkin King, Gordfell's probably the place you're gonna find him.
That's weird. Why wouldn't he just go sit on the throne of fallen leaves?
Well,
I mean,
probably.
I got this off.
I mean, seriously, dude, have you seen that throne? It's massive.
I mean, yeah, it juts all the way out into the sky. You can't see anything else past it once the sun goes by.
I know. I'm just saying, the throne, like his actual throne that the sovereign sits on, is massive. God must be a giant or something.
Have you seen the Pumpkin King's head? Massive. Probably fill up the whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. The craziest thing too is, I mean, they call him the Pumpkin King. He don't have to wear the pumpkin helmet, but he does. And I don't
It's
know
a message.
It's like that orange marble he made that palace out of. Like, it's gaudy stuff, man.
I mean, it just blends into the background. We gotta, excuse me, if you're looking at the Crimson Plains and stuff, it's kind of like defensive if you really want to think about it. Because if you're looking off to the side, all orange, then you see the orange in the background, you may miss it.
I mean, I suppose I'm just saying that like the guy could probably use like a decorator or something.
He can use
Are
a
you
lot of
saying-
things.
Are you saying that the pumpkin crown isn't gorgeous?
Man, oh, see here, I thought your other friends were gonna be funny, but I mean, she's pretty good. She's pretty good.
I haven't said much in like a day, so I figured I'd say something now.
I'm just saying, she could slay.
I can do that too, but
Telling you.
so if we attack where the Pumpkin King's at, will we be fighting an army or just some guards? Because if that's less altercations, then that might be the better option. We can clear out this whole issue with someone going after Yaundre, because I'm a big fan of taking care of that problem too. But if we have ways of just going in the water, that's also great. And if we need to break up a giant one that's at the other location, I haven't met very many things that I haven't been able to break with my axe, so it's worth a shot.
Yeah, I guess thing that I have to talk about on that one is it is about time for the Harvest Festival, which means, you know, Gorfel's going to be pretty gosh darn busy. And in that case, you know, security around the palace, the Pumpkin King will be busy and his guards will be busy. But that also means that they'll probably be on higher alert than usual. I guess it just kind of depends on, you know, which of those problems you'd like to be dealing with.
Yaundre, how much are we talking as far as forces?
I mean, I don't know. I've been gone 12 years, and the Sentinels' forces have dwindled a lot since then. I would imagine it's probably a pretty good amount of people if you're guarding a castle. So, I don't. Would you want me to give you like a rough number, like 150 or something? I don't know. I can't tell you.
Okay, how confident are we in sneaking into a castle, palace, place?
Sneaking isn't really our strong suit.
Break into all kinds of places.
Breaking is a different story than sneaking.
Good point.
Now, there is a chance we could get in and out without really being seen. But the more there are going in, a higher chance of getting caught.
How would you two, looking at the people that are native here, how would you describe the type of guards that the Pumpkin King would have? Are they standard guards? Or are they like captains, knights, that sort of thing? What like skill level? Like how difficult would it be to fight them?
Well,
Are they dumb?
Yaundre would probably be able to tell you more than I would in terms of skill, I mean, and size. I can just tell you what I know during, you know, the time. And that is, I mean, he has the deal is Pumpkin's got like the largest army, really, of everywhere. But, I mean, most of his people aren't exactly what I would call trained soldiers. You know, war is not really something we do a lot of here. But I would say that you would mostly have to worry about some of his like specialty troops. He commands an army of scarecrows. Now, they only really come alive at night. So, you know, that would be kind of scary because they're kind of hard to kill. And then other than that, I mean, Homeboy has the horn of the hunt, man. So like, he could and before you know it, the wild hunt could be like chasing you down. And they're like vicious, man. They'll follow you anywhere.
I don't know what the horn of the hunt is.
It's what Yaundre's been running from for a long time. I don't know if he told you this, but there was a time when he was bringing, I believe it was your brother back. And he points over at Volred. Used a spell, some black magic came out of his arms and stuff like that. In order to use it, he heard the horn. And I think that may have scared him or spooked him a little bit because he may have thought that he triggered somebody to come to the prime.
Hey, Yaundre, just out of curiosity here. If you're thinking of breaking into the Pumpkin King's palace, I mean, if you're already going to be there, then you thinking that maybe, just maybe, you can try and take the horn?
I would imagine the Pumpkin King probably has it on his being, but if it's just there, I don't see a problem in snapping it on the way out.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
But how likely do you think it is that the Pumpkin King is just going to leave the horn just lying around?
I don't know, man. That's a very important artifact, and yeah, I don't know.
So again, if that's the route we take and we see it there, then we grab it and we run out. But if it's not the route that we take, then we got to go a different way anyways.
So, of the three choices, water, Pumpkin King, or Giant One, which do we choose?
I already know my option, but I came down here asking you guys, and you guys haven't said anything yet. So
I'm down for the
We like to
Pumpkin King.
deliberate. We like to deliberate for at least 45 minutes, and then choose the opposite.
I'll easily vote for whatever Yaundre wants to do.
If we were to go to where the giant fallen star is and try to break it, would that cause a big commotion?
I mean, people have tried to break it before and they ended up in jail. So I mean, we get caught and we're trying to break it, then kerfuffle.
Let's go kill the Pumpkin King. Let's go.
I want to just address that real quick. You don't kill the Pumpkin King. So if you're thinking you're gonna just get away with that, like doing that and going to fight this archfey, it's not as easy as just killing the Pumpkin King. Now we go fight their guards, sneak into the castle, get the stuff, and get out. Absolutely. Pumpkin King might want to run.
Let's go steal from the Pumpkin King.
Yeah. You're not gonna kill the Pumpkin King right out bat.
Yet.
Out back, out front, whenever it happens. First meeting him, not gonna happen. Especially how we're doing right now, not gonna happen.
All right, so to Gordfell?
Sneak into the castle, get the stuff, and get out.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right.
that's going to be harder to do than you think, maybe, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's either that or we go into the Sea of Fallen Stars and try to dodge stars on the boat and then go down under the water trying to find some stars that are ample size.
Yeah.
Not an easy task either.
Nope, not even task. And then you got to deal with them krakens and them sea monsters and them giant turtles.
And the leviathans and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Sharks. Yep. Not fun time. A lot of teeth.
Out of everything you said, the sharks are like the least scary part out of all the ones you said.
You've never met Jazzer.
Yeah.
Did you say Mick Jagger? What?
Jazzer. Jazer.
Jazza?
I call him Jazz. It might be Jace. I don't really talk to him very often. But it's half human, half shark. Well, half elf, half shark, half something. He's a shark.
Shark man.
And not like in the, yeah, not in like the, oh, he's just gonna sneak up on you and take your deal and stuff. Shark. I mean, like he's literally like he's got the chompers and everything. Scary dude.
Yep.
I mean,
Technically, from what I understand, he's in charge of the Sentinels right now.
Yeah, he's the only beacon left, unless Carrion gets.
Man, you know he ain't. That old man ain't gonna.
Speaking of which, if we decide I guess we're going to Gordfell. I got to go back and tell Carrion that we're not needing his boat. Or him, for that matter.
Oh, yeah, probably a good idea. If he goes through all that effort, and then you leave him sitting on the dock, you're not gonna be really happy about that.
Yeah, well, we're not gonna leave him sitting on the dock very long. It causes too much structural damage.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a big dude, okay? He's a walrus. Well, part walrus, part you know what I'm talking about.
Be another one of those half-mans.
Yeah. Like Caleb.
But not like a gnome.
Oh, okay, so you have a half shark, a half walrus, you have a half horse.
Whoa! Centaur. I am a centaur.
How come you have a specific name for it?
Well, I mean, they do too.
Why didn't you call them by it?
Well, because I know what the name is, and Yaundre knows what the name is, but you don't know what the name is.
I didn't tell him Jazza was a Therian throat because like we're sitting here next to you, Therius, and I didn't want him to get confused.
I mean, I get it. I get it. But like, do you know what an Adame is?
Some type of sweet pea?
No.
Do I know what an Adame is?
No. Adame is the name of the half walrus people. So if I say he's Adame, you wouldn't know what that means.
And then you would just quickly describe that it is a thing, and then I would know what it is.
See, they make it so weird in the Prime. They just got to like keep doing all this extra stuff. We have to have a name for stuff.
Don't they know that explaining stuff just takes all the mystery and majesty out of it? It's like no magic.
Yeah, because when we were coming up here, I told them not to stare at your legs, and the first thing they did was stare at your legs. So I think like,
At least they weren't staring at my ass, right?
well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Y'all staring at his ass?
No.
There you go. So, back to Carrie.
Right. Well, okay. Well, I guess once you guys leave, I'll probably move the glade. So, I guess I'll see you some other time.
Yeah, I mean, is there any particular glade you think you're gonna be at?
Thinking I'm gonna head up north a little bit, up near the ferry.
That's fair. Might see you on the way back.
Maybe. If you're cutting through that area and I happen to be there, just let me know.
All right. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
We gotta go back to the Sunset Harbor and then make our way up to Gordfell. So it's gonna be a little bit of time.
Okay.
All right, Yaundre will say his piece to Therius and make his way out. Bye, Kilball.
Tis but a button.
Tis but a button.
Just ignore that Ares is under Volred's section.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I don't have a name.
I shall ignore everything.
Like how we have 3 autumn backgrounds and then the dark forest
Spring.
green background.
3 autumn backgrounds and a spring back.
I don't have the special thing to make mine the pictures that I want it to be.
A green screen?
No. You either have to get nitro or you have to get a different background thingy. Yeah.
He's back from outer space.
Yeah, apparently my internet wants to be difficult today.
Fantastic.
Well, I want to be difficult too.
Traveling by foot.
You are always difficult.
You right.
All right, heading back to the Sunset Harbor.
Okay, so you make your way back to Sunset Harbor. Usual kind of stopping at the guards, but you're able to kind of make your way through that. Anything in particular you guys want to do in town before you guys turn right back around and start making your way toward Gordfell?
What time do you think we would have made it to Sunset Harbor?
It's maybe an hour west of where you guys were at.
So still morning?
Still morning.
Okay. I would. So I would let the guys know I'm going to go back to the brew bin if he's still there, because he technically would be leaving this morning. To see if I can procure one more potion. And then after that, I would probably leave you guys there because I need to go visit Carrion. And I
to which brew?
No, to Ben, the brewer of Enchanted Nectars.
Yes, that was in Crimson Grove.
Oh, I thought that was here. That was my bad.
Yeah, no. That was in yeah, that's north.
Yeah, never mind.
Yep. I need to give you an updated map with like more settlements and stuff, because I drew it really quick just that way you'd know kind of where everything was. Yep. So, but was there anything in Sunset Harbor you guys need to do? Potions to buy, anything? Okay. So, going once, going twice. Sold for $500,000. All right. So, you guys depart Sunset Harbor, or as you're going, and you're kind of getting your stuff together, you are approached by a gentleman wearing a red and gray coat. Epaulets, kind of brass buttons, wearing a bit of a top hat that's got some plumage on it. And he's kind of is making his way over to you. He goes, "Pardon me, sir. I was curious if there is someplace you would like to go, as it appears your group is heading out for an adventure. I, of course, have a wagon and am pleased to take you wherever you wish to go."
Do I recognize this person?
No, but it's not uncommon for carriages to be hired to get around places, especially if there's groups. So they tend to be around the entrances and exits to settlement that are large enough anyway.
Are the carriages documented, like who's traveling and where they're traveling to?
Generally, no.
Y'all want to ride?
Okay.
Sure.
Excellent.
Does this person seem threatening?
No. If anything, perhaps a little too agreeable. A boisterous, welcoming personality. Where is it I can take you, lovely gentleman and lady?
You could take us just right outside of Gordfell.
Gordfell. Excellent. Very well. Let's see. At the current pace, I should be able to make it there. Kind of looks at up in the sky a little bit. Well, I suppose we should make it there just before dusk. We get move on. let's see. At that kind of distance, will shall we say 5 golden sun be enough?
5 sun.
Indeed.
It does cut our travel in half, at least somewhat. Y'all okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll hand Yaundre a gold coin.
I'll pitch in as well.
I just hand 5 over.
Kind of reaches over and his kind of gloved hand takes the coin. Kind of gives a quick look at it. Very well indeed. Please have a seat. And let's see. We shall be heading north along the shores, and we shall pass through Amber Watch. Would you like to make a stop there before continuing on to Gordfair?
Not necessary.
Very well. So, just so that you're aware, we'll be heading north towards Amber Watch, then east through Crimson Grove, and then onward to Gordfell by the end of the evening. All right. And he kind of goes and opens the carriage door. It's like one of those old kind of like Disney-style stagecoach kind of carriages. As you guys kind of come in, it's somewhat a little bit limousine style, so the seats actually run long ways, but they are padded. Things there. There is also a chest in the back to hold any belongings you do not wish to keep with you. Would you like to stow something away? Very well. Very well, very well. And as you all kind of get in, he goes and closes the door. Well, non-stop to Gordfell. I hope you enjoy your travel. And kind of goes, steps up in the Teamster's position, kind of goes up, grabs the reins, and kind of with a quick flick, the cart, carriage starts moving forward a little bit. Until he makes his way through the gate, looks like paying a couple tolls, and then heads out into the road of the Sundown Shores. And then you hear kind of a flick of the reins, and you feel kind of a jolt as the carriage starts picking up a considerable amount of speed. And as you guys are kind of glancing out the windows, you see the world kind of rushing by. These horses seem to move surprisingly fast. Faster than any normal horses, as far as you could tell. Yep. As you're kind of making your way, you have much of the rest of the day to converse or have plans or whatever else you need to do.
All right, so what's the game plan once we get there?
First, we're going to have to stop the place and see what access points there are. We need to know what type of security they're going to have. So I think before we really make any decisions, we're going to have to be there and see what we can see. Because otherwise, we're just going to be walking in blind.
I do now have the ability to see hidden doorways. That could come in handy.
There might be some type of secret entrance that we'd be able to see then.
Of course.
But you'll have to basically go around the entire exterior to do that.
How long before the festival, Eric?
Based on what you could tell going through Crimson Grove, if you guys arrive in Gordfell by the end of the day, you should only have about 2 days, maybe, to the festival.
It's a little more risky, but we could wait around until the festival happens. Once the festival happens, there's a lot of people around. We could spot and see if we can find an entrance. Also, if the guards are busy, like Darius was saying, that might be a better opportunity for us to, get in.
We'll scope it out first and then try to sneak in when the festival's going on.
And as we are talking, this is me talking to the group in like a mild whisper, not super loud to where the person who's carrying the coach can hear us talking about breaking into the Pumpkin King's castle.
We'll use a series of different languages, that way they don't understand us.
Everyone's switched to Dwarvish.
Alright.
I don't know that one.
Damn it.
Yeah, how do
I'll
you
start
like
talking
it?
Dwarvish.
We'll go Dwarvish and then I don't know. Ooh, I could just telepathically talk to Yaundre. We keep our plan hidden from the driver.
Through a series of different languages and such.
Telepathy.
Yeah.
Instead of like writing a note. Like, hey, look. Or whispering.
All right, so do we agree on waiting a little bit? We're gonna have to find a place to stay.
Yeah, I would.
I assume we'll try to stake it out to try to find an entrance beforehand, though, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay. And no matter what, we are not going in until the day that we're decided on.
Sounds good for me.
Okay. So, I imagine the rest of your trip is pretty much spent largely in silence, I guess. As you guys speed along the road, they do make a couple brief stops at some village along the shore, just along the place to kind of stop, give the horse a little bit of rest, allow you guys to get some food, and then almost with very little time, you guys are back on the road. And as the sun moves from its low position down to its even lower position, and night begins to take over the Crimson Plains, you guys start coming up on the outskirts of the city of Gordfell. This kind of massive, kind of fairy tale walled city, dominated by this fairy tale castle with not that it has like bizarre kind of crazy angles of such, but as if like some of the towers and turrets and things like that are so small that they're practically unusable and seem to exist purely for aesthetic purposes. But as was kind of stated, from what you can tell, it's embellished with this kind of white and orange marble that seems kind of odd. And this too, the cities have like these very wide thoroughfares, but are packed in really dense. And so as you guys are kind of coming out near the tillage, where a lot of the fields are, the carriage kind of comes to a soft close near a shrine. That, from what you can tell, Yaundre, is to the Lady of Leaves. And as it kind of stops and you're looking around, the door opens up The gentleman goes, "Well, we have arrived just outside the city of Gordfell. We are perhaps, I would say, maybe about 500 feet or so from the gate. The western gate, more specifically. And, assuming this is where you wish to go, then I would consider our travel completed."
Thanks. Appreciate the ride.
Thank you.
Well, if there is anything else I can do for you, please let me know. Otherwise, enjoy your stay here in the capital.
All right, y'all. So now it's just getting in. Won't be as easy as getting into Sunset Harbor, though. I can't just say I'm Yaundre Evergale and walk in on this one.
Okay. What's the plan then?
And Yaundre holds up the piece of forgery paper that he was working on earlier, saying that they are like merchants from the Prime coming in to kind of travel around and browse wares and take some stuff back.
Neat.
This is as good as I get.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
I was wondering what those words were.
But there's a reason why I took this particular form today. You can just call me Salazar.
Salazar. Oh, it's Sal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zal, are you stupid?
Sometimes.
It's clearly Salazar.
He's introduced himself before. He said Sal before.
Oh yeah, I didn't really told you my full name. I just said Sal.
Obviously, Sal is short for Salazar. Did none of you know this?
Or Sally. Some people used to call me Sally back in. It's fine. That's another thing. But yes, it's Salazar. So just call me. You can call me Sal still if that makes it easy. But on the paperwork, it actually says Salazar.
I had two cousins named Salazar, and when they were together, we called them Sal and Led. Because Led kind of sounds like lad, and one of them was a little younger. And it sounded fun calling them Salad.
Sounds like you were being a bully.
I'm surprised he didn't call one real Sal and fake Sal.
No, that's just what everyone called them. It wasn't bullying.
Either way, just call me Sal or Salazar when we're in there.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Do not use your other name. Salazar.
Correct. It's kind of like the Volred and Dare Love thing. You call me Sal instead of Yaundre.
Alright. Gotcha.
Oh, and I obviously don't want to lead in either, though. So here you go, Izzo.
Ah, shit.
We pick the one person who can't speak the language.
There's three people that can't speak the language in this party. Thank you very much.
Kelmac
One's
and he's
an
all.
NPC, one's Kelmac,
And-
one's me.
And Godwin.
Godwin can speak Sylvan.
Oh, never mind. Yeah. Okay. Well then, maybe not. And then I take it from us all and I hand it over to Calum real quick.
Oh, man.
This is not any better. Godwin. I take it from Calum and hand it to Godwin.
Godwin takes it because. Yes, of course.
You sell stuff in the Prime. This could be like.
Yes, I imagine this would technically not be a lie. Yes, of course.
Truthful to me.
This way?
Yes.
The big city over here that looks like it's just made full of sweet potato bricks.
Yes, okay, very well. Come. Kind of slowly makes his way, kind of glancing around, and you guys can kind of look around and just see field as far as the eye can see. Like, there is probably more food out in these fields than this city would ever need. It's just field, crops as far as the eye can see.
And as we're approaching, I am just gonna walk over to Godwin, and just be like, Godwin, just remember you're a merchant. It's what you do. You tell the truth. I'm here because I'm looking for special ingredients. I'm here because I want to take some stuff back to the Prime and I want to sell it. You know, stuff like that. Stick with that. We should be good.
Yes, especially considering that it's, technically true.
It is true. That's all you've been talking about the whole time you've been here.
Well, yes, I suppose that is a good point. Anyway, let's see how this goes. As you guys make your way up to the front gate, there are a small group of individuals, guards as far as you can tell. 3 individuals seem to wear this kind of red leather armor with some kind of metal scales, like scale mail, underneath. The scales are done up in a variety of golds and browns and reds and oranges to make them somewhat kind of look like a pile of autumn leaves. They're in the process of checking papers, collecting tolls. Near them is a gentleman wearing this kind of old style, like Napoleon, like late 1800s European kind of outfit for a soldier. This bright red brass buttons, epaulets, but wears more of like I guess, whatever one of those kind of weird top hats with the feathers that they wore during that period of time. And then kind of medium brown trousers. He carries a saber and kind of is sitting there kind of looking about while the guards do their work. You guys are stopped. Godwin goes, I am Godwin Kindwarden. I am a merchant from the Prime Material, the city of Ariellen. I have come here on an interesting journey. You see, what I would like to do is purchase some goods that you have for sale. As I am told there is quite a lot of purchase here, especially stuff that we don't get on the Prime Material, which is kind of like the whole point of coming here.
Just give him the paperwork.
Oh,
please.
yes, paperwork. The guard kind of looks over to you. He's all, kind of looks back, looking over the paperwork. Let's see here. Yaundre. Wahahaha. What? Where? I need something else. Yaundre, I'm gonna need you to make me a check right quick. Particularly you can roll deception or history, your choice. But in either case, you're going to add your proficiency since you have the forger's kit.
Okay.
And I have helped him since I helped with my calligraphy skills to make it fancy.
Okay. So then you can take that at advantage as well then.
Nice.
Gives a 3 and a 2. Fuck.
25.
Okay. As the guard just kind of looks at you guys curiously, you get the sense that probably this is a common occurrence. Some of the other guards are kind of taking a look. Even, the soldier kind of paying attention to what goes on. The guard kind of opens it up, takes a quick look at the wax seal. All right, looks like everything's in order. Only thing you require is to pay the toll. Since you're a merchant, you'll have to pay extra. That'll be 3 coppers. Okay. Oh, yes, of course. Fishes out some coin. I hope you don't mind prime material money. I, haven't exactly reached an exchange yet. But I suppose if I end up purchasing anything extra, we'll, of course, have some change that will come back. And is it really a problem that I have prime material currency?
Copper, please. Godwin, please.
He just gets it and goes, whatever. Copper's copper. On your way. Godwin goes, oh, yes, of course. Thank you so much. Where would be a good place to sleep if one required sleeping? And the guard kind of looks over. Head in, make your way to the Great Pumpkin Square. There you'll find a place called the Pumpkin's Delight. It's, one of the nicest places in the city. It's also right near all the shops, so for a merchant like yourself, it's perfect. Yes, well, thank you so much, indeed. And, so the leaves stop falling. The guy goes, yeah, blessing of the sovereign on you too. And goes, oh, come along. Our business is concluded here.
He's so proud of himself.
Yeah. He's trying to.
Once we get far enough away, I'll give him 3 copper for him paying the toll for it. Here you go, Godwin.
Thank you. Though not necessarily. I mean, after all, I do expect with any downtime there should be some shopping.
Right, that's not included in everything, so don't worry.
Sal will look over at him and just kind of pat him on the back and be like, yeah, you did a good job back there.
Well, yes, after all, Master Yaundre has done...
Sal?
I'm saying Master Yaundre has handled this to date. So, it's first time, despite me being here for a few days now.
That's fair. Just, again, make sure you say Sal. When we're inside, don't mention Yaundre.
Oh, right. Yes, of course. Well, do we head to this inn or somewhere else?
Might as well head and get us a spot. We're going to be here a couple of days.
Well, I suppose I shall lead the way.
After you.
So, Sal will head towards the Pumpkin King Square. Is that where he was?
The Great Pumpkin Square. But yes, that's also where the road to the palace is.
And then direct everybody to the inn that they were talking about.
Yep. So you find this somewhat... It's this kind of delightful and inviting establishment nestled here around the center plaza. Like the rest of the city, the inn is a testament to the enchanting essence of autumn. The exterior has these kind of large, enchanted pumpkins that seem to just have like these faces that shift and move and greet patrons. as they enter. So like you'll see someone coming, "Hi, welcome to the Pumpkin's Delight." And then as someone is, "Oh, thanks for coming and staying with us. We hope to see you soon."
It's creepy as shit.
You know. But yes, and there are numerous shops and other places here around the square and year round, and this appears to be a very busy place. A lot of the square, kind of on the northern end, towards the road to the Pumpkin King's Palace, there are kind of large crates and barrels, shelving, all different kinds of storage apparatus taken out as people seem to be trying to stack pumpkins decorated in different styles. Some people here are still wearing the masks for the festival, even this early, or I guess even still this early. But more and more people as the entertainment for the evening continues. Do you head inside the inn? Or is there something else?
No, I mean, sorry. I gesture for the group to walk in.
Okay. So, as you make your way in, the front desk has this kind of orange wood kind of desk area with an individual who appears to be Eladrin, with this kind of really light, kind of blonde hair that kind of spills past, and relatively simple clothing. As you kind of walk in, and the pumpkins are like, "Hi, welcome to the Pumpkin Delight Inn." And as you come in, the Eladrin goes, "Oh, welcome. Let's see. I don't recognize you. Are you new here? Do you need to check in? I am the proprietor."
Yaundre looks at everybody else as like he's obviously not going to talk because this would be a very bad situation for him to reveal himself in any shape or way. So he's gonna look at the rest of the group and just kind of fall back a little bit.
Yes, we need to check in. We've got room for 6, please.
He kind of goes, "Oh, travelers. That's fine. I speak the prime tongue. At any rate, yes, of course, we have a couple rooms available. Will you be requiring how many rooms? I'm guessing 6, or do you need to double up? I'm afraid that might be required, as we are somewhat
2
bursting."
2 rooms should be fine.
2. Very well.
Yes.
That is fine. Let's see. I have some rooms down here on the lower end. But if you would like a little bit more room, I do have a couple of suites up on the top floor. You do have a better view, but it does cost a little bit extra.
How much is the room pricing?
Well, the most expensive would be the suites. That would run you 12 silver per evening, and food would be extra on top of that. If you wish to take one of the smaller rooms that I have in the heart of the establishment, I could let those go for 6 silver per evening. Again, food would not be included. But if you do have one of the suites up top, you do have your own fireplace, which is nice. They also have a bath, and we do also have a concierge who can handle room service should you require it.
We'll take 2 suites, please.
Of course. That will run you 24 silver per evening.
Of course. Do we pay up front for the first night?
Yes, please. That would be wonderful. If you had a banking establishment or some other form of tie, we could do that in lieu, but seeing as how you are out of towners, it is policy, I'm afraid.
So, do you not take silver?
Silver is absolutely fine.
Oh, okay. Here you go.
Sorry, I just meant to say that if you were a permanent denizen of the city here, then we could open a tab, so to speak, and you could pay the room tomorrow. But seeing as how, well, if you disappeared, it would be
I
rather hard to track
understand
you
now.
down. Yes.
Yes, I understand. Thank you.
He kind of comes and
Good
takes
business on your
these
part.
two kind of brass keys, slides them over. I should let you know that there is only one other individual who will be up on the top floor with you. She is, well, a sorceress who likes her privacy. So, you would be best, as a general rule as well, to try not to bother the other guests, especially on your floor.
Duly noted.
That said, we have vegetable stew, pumpkin pie, wild boar, smoked sausage, and a few other things tonight. If you like, you could request something specific, or I could just send a cart up to your room with a smattering.
We'll just do a smattering, one cart for each room.
Very well. Also, through the back door just there, and he kind of gestures out near, almost till you get towards what looks like a tap room or dining hall. You see another set of double doors that kind of leads outside. People are coming in. That is our courtyard. Feel free to enjoy the season out there if you require. Also, will you be requiring pumpkins for the ceremony tonight? You are aware of the curfew and the mandatory celebration?
We're not. Will you please enlighten us?
Of course. Wouldn't want anyone getting in trouble your first night. At any rate, here in Godfell, and throughout the rest of the barony, we have a autumn harvest festival each month to commemorate and give praise to the Pumpkin King, our liege lord. And in that sense, towards the evening, we often gather in the streets for collective party and festivities. Generally speaking, most people wear masks, as is traditional in this particular time. It is also customary as a way of performing some kind of tribute to our Lord to decorate a pumpkin, either through paint or some other sort of accoutrement, or to carve one in the likeness of a jack-o'-lantern, and then place them. And he kind of gestures out towards the the nice long list. I should state that participation in the festivities here in Godfell is compulsory, and to avoid any sort of festivity, or especially to avoid the crafting and placing of a pumpkin, if reported, would be a very serious crime. So, if you don't have a pumpkin, I would highly recommend having us send some to your room so that way you can handle it. As for the curfew, everyone is required to begin wrapping up their festivities and heading home around midnight.
Of course. We will certainly need pumpkins, and we will not be out too late.
Good. Glad to hear it. I certainly wouldn't want it said that I was not informational. But, well, that I would have been responsible. So, there's that. Yes, anyway, I will have the food and pumpkins brought up quickly. And if you do require any masks or other items, feel free to let me know. We also do have a sundry here, so if there are fruits or other goods you wish to purchase, we will have some available as well. Please, enjoy your stay at the Pumpkin Delight.
Great.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Head up to our suite. Suites.
I was gonna correct you.
Sweat is.
Yep. The suites are pretty nice. They've got like walls that are kind of like two-tone. They got like a wainscoting along the bottom and kind of like plaster up on the top spot. There are sconces which have like magical flames that kind of light up as you enter the room. The fire in the hearth also lights up. Kind of as Yaundre joked earlier, the brick is like this bizarre kind of brown-orange color that almost kind of does make it look like someone made like sweet potato bricks and kind of stacked them up. Some of the bricks are even kind of misshapen, like the softness of the brick has kind of deformed a little bit. But yep, private bathrooms, kind of large queen-size beds. Pretty nice, all things considered. Tile floor.
I'm gonna take a bath.
Whew, thanks for saying and talking that whole time. It's a little difficult to remain quiet that whole conversation.
Are you okay?
No, I just like to talk. And I'm not usually one that has to be quiet the whole time. So maybe not the best idea for this little venture, but you know, we're here, we're out.
So why Sal then?
Well, I can't just walk in here as Yaundre.
Sure, but I would say there's a reason why it was Sal.
Well, yeah, Yaundre put my name on the paper.
Which was still a choice.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is there is a redeeming quality of your happening.
Are you hitting on me?
Oh, no.
Oh, well, I mean, if you was, it was working. So there you go. But thanks for saying I have some redeeming qualities. Last time somebody said that was my mother. So
You're welcome.
Gonna go to the other suite.
This is a really awkward conversation to
Yeah!
welcome out of existence.
It's like I'm out of here, guys.
I was gonna say, wow, Sal, that's an awkward conversation to have while I'm in the bathroom, taking a bath.
I mean, you started talking to me.
Godwin, Kelmac, and I will take the other suite.
Okay.
So y'all can have your moment. If Godwin wants to go walking through the town to go look at things, I'll go with him. That way, it's no one goes alone.
We have time.
Yeah, he'll take you up on that. He kind of makes his pumpkin a little bit. Does it on his pose. When in the Feywild capital of the Autumn Realm.
I'm gonna carve mine. That way, it looks like an effed up face like the last one. Only when you put a light on the inside, it has like a faint image of like a penis on it, like a backlit penis. Like, you can't see it without putting the candle in it.
Yeah. Put like a little marking on the back. It's like that looks kind of like a sphincter, and when it lights up, just in the words, it says the Pumpkin King was here. You know, if you really have that rebellious streak.
No, I didn't think it would get that creative, but there it goes. You know, it brings the whole thing together.
Okay. But yes, as that happens, like Godwin's like, yes, of course, and then he goes and does the whole thing. He goes and buys him a mask, which is just like a giant owl mask, which looks kind of weird because it's got like oversized eyes. that are kind of like
Put on
googly eyes.
The child's bear mask that I have.
Oh yeah, I still have the child's mask from the last city too. So
I have Hat of Disguise.
Which you're just gonna go foom with your normal mask. This one isn't cursed. I wonder what Kalen's mask is gonna be.
I'm back.
He cheats. He cheats and uses magic.
Well, that's what Laura did.
Yeah, and my mask is ever changing.
Yep. So you guys don some masks and make your pumpkins, go put them out, and then you have kind of the evening to do with as you will.
Did they explain why there's a midnight curfew?
I was about to ask that of Yaundre.
oh wait, are you in our?
Oh,
We're all
sorry.
venturing.
Oh,
Are we all together now, or are we still in this
I
episode?
went with Godwin. You three are in the same room.
Okay, well then, yeah.
then I would have asked Sal.
Listen, I'm from summer. I'm not from autumn. Well, just kind of coasting a ride here on the body. But one thing that I heard about is they were talking about the scarecrows, like the little area that patrols. Maybe he wakes them up at midnight, and they only come out at night anyway. Or it could be like the changing of the month and stuff, which symbols the changing of the equinox, and all the stuff that happens there. This is instead of it being like what 90 to crazy, like the 90 days. You know, we do it every 3 months or something. It's just every month here.
Alrighty.
All right. Now that I did that, DM, do I know any information as to why he would do that? Have him leave at midnight.
Well, despots and authoritarians, they just, they like curfews and loss of freedom and stuff like that. But yeah, so what Yaundre probably would have told you is that, like, this Pumpkin King in particular, who is not an archfey, like, there have been other Pumpkin Kings other than him, is a little drunk on his own power, kind of thing. He likes a well-regimented society, and from what you've been told, it's only gotten worse after his little sacrilege with the Horned Lord.
Sal's gonna stick with his explanation. He's gonna. It's about as good as it gets.
He a bad dude.
You don't need to know that much information.
Listen, I know I don't like the guy by proxy. I'm in this body. This body doesn't like it. I don't like him. So there we go.
Sounds about right.
And man, that son of a bitch made it back to the Fae. We just gonna sit here all night, or y'all gonna go party? We got 2 days before we got to do anything crazy.
I'm just trying to bathe in peace for another 10 minutes.
I guess it is kind of weird that we're just standing right next to the bathtub talking about this. Caleb,
okay.
you want to go, or you don't have to be right next to Volred,
I'm gonna get in the bath by myself. Well, is it all one big bath?
Yes, it's one bath.
It's like a gigantic
I'm not
copper
gonna.
tub.
Like, I also get in.
No, I'll step away.
Volred is like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is going on?
You're still tripping.
Yeah.
I probably think that for a second, like, what?
Mm.
Yaundre, well, Salazar proceeds to walk out. I mean, we'll probably be downstairs if you. He turns around as he's like walking out of the bathroom. We'll probably be downstairs if you need anything. You want me to get like room service or something up here?
Oh, I will be down in 15 minutes.
All right, great. Yo, Caleb, let's go.
Head up.
You guys head out right about the time that like you're getting out of the bath of Volred and kind of putting the robe on and everything. It's got like this nice kind of robe that's just kind of left there with some towels. There's a knocking at the door. Room service comes in with like a little cart with your smattering of food. And they also kind of sit in. Yes, sir. This was supposed to be delivered to you. Here is a fine vintage of wine. We also have apple cider. And this, we thought you might enjoy. And kind of hands over this kind of cup of mug. This is what is called a pumpkin spice latte. And it's a special treat here from the town. If you require anything else, please just ring the bell over there by the door.
Pumpkin spice latte.
Indeed. Fresh pumpkin, variety of spices, mixed with some milk and frothed and steamed. It's quite nice.
Sounds devious in a fun way.
Well, it is that time of the month. Oh, okay. Volred went somewhere else with that, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, to be honest, that's a pretty standard.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Okay, moving on.
Yes.
So I will take the food and have a nice sip of the pumpkin spice latte.
Yes. Yes, it is.
It's like drill pumpkin. It's like, no, that's not supposed to be in there.
So I will try the food and obviously save some for the rest of the group.
Yeah, it is pretty
But,
rich, but savory. It kind of reminds you more of some of the meals you would have eaten at home in your youth. Like that kind of level of like Thanksgiving meal, every meal kind of.
Nice.
Okay.
So I will then attempt to join up with the group, or if they're doing something before I show up, whatever.
Yeah. Caleb, Yaundre, was there anything specific you guys were trying to do?
Yeah, go get some drinks.
Ah, okay.
It's a festival. What are we supposed to do?
I understand. So, in which case, you guys will head over to the nearest brewery, the Harvest Moon Brews. And it seems where people are kind of gathering in this area. And then, were you just following around Godwin, or was there something specific you wanted to look for?
Just following Godwin, making sure he doesn't get arrested or does something stupid.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because he's
Keeping an eye
wearing
I'm
that.
also keeping an eye on, like, do I see guards? How many are present? As it gets later, are they more active or are they less active? Are they waiting for the shift change? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But using Godwin as a way of just going around the entire town.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because Godwin's wearing that owl mask, but as he's kind of looking around, occasionally you just hear him go, "Ooh, look over there!" So it's just like going, "Ooh, ooh."
It's a cursed mask.
And yes, you see him he's buying stuff up and kind of shoving them into a pack, which seems to contain a lot more stuff than it should normally be able to contain.
I hope he had a bag of holding. He sold me mine.
Yeah. But yes, that continues on for a little bit. So yeah. As for the rest of you guys, you're just gonna be boozing.
I have a special project that I was going to be working on. If you remember our conversations.
You mean the how should I say, container?
Yes.
Okay.
The riboflavin?
Riboflavin.
Robo tripping?
You go for some riboflavin.
Robo Disco.
Panic.
Robo Kitty. Okay, so yes, that's the project that he was going to work on.
Okay. So then, yep, you guys go out, you get some drinks, get some booze, and yeah.
I would like, when we get eventually going back to the room, I would like to test my potion, the potions I got. First off, I gotta try the disguise self one again because I've been working on that like every day. It doesn't always work like it's supposed to. I want to do the moonlit mirage draft and see like how do the copies work. Do they make just like a physical point and they just go wandering off in random directions, or do they kind of go specifically where I need them to go? Are they somewhat sentient, or are they just illusions?
Yeah, I was just trying to see. I don't remember, was that a permanent one?
It was a recharges in the light of the moon.
Oh yes. Okay, you're right. All right. Then, yeah. So you go and take a drink out of that.
I'm in our room, our suite with Godwin and Kelmac.
Okay. You go ahead and drink it. Your tummy feels a little weird, but then there's kind of a shimmering around you, almost kind of like spectral forms. At the start, it almost kind of looks like Yaundre's, celestial guardians. Until these they solidify into your form and look. And so there's like 6 of you, including yourself, just kind of meandering about.
How long does I'm just using it as a test. I want to say, like, how long does it last? Do they physically can interact with things, or are they just delusion copies of myself?
Yeah, so as far as the boundary tests and stuff you're able to do, they seem to only last for 10 minutes. They are illusions. They cannot interact with anything. However, the illusions are lifelike. They cast shadows, and they can speak.
Ooh. I got shadow clones. Neat.
Yep.
Okay,
I mean,
touch
you
them.
can't perceive through them, so
What
you know.
happens when they go away?
What do you mean? Like far away from you, or?
Like they after the 10 minutes they dissipate.
Yep,
and-
they just kind of turn into like moon god rays and disappear.
Neat. So they're illusions, they cast shadows. Does interacting with them, like throwing a spoon at it, does it pass through, and does he like completely disperse the illusion to where it's obvious it's easily see-throughable?
No, when you throw it, the spoon goes through, but it doesn't dissipate the illusion. So One of the more interesting features, though, is like you can carry on a conversation with the illusion, and it'll kind of go on autopilot and speak kind of as if it's you. But it's kind of limited in what it seems to know. But you do notice that you can force it to say certain things.
It's like carrying a simple message from point to point.
Yeah, you can do that.
Well, I guess during the test, I will like send one of them as far off to like I'll send them downstairs out the front door. Well, no, I can't because they can't interact with a door.
No, but if the door's open,
Yeah,
they
so
can leave.
they'll go downstairs, and once it opens the door, I'll send them outside and just kind of see how far can they go in that time period, or they just dissipate at some point.
Okay.
Do I know when they disappear?
You don't know when they disappear.
Whoa. Neat. I can play myself in poker, but they won't be able to touch the cards, so it's like a weird game. Alright, that's all I wanted to test kinetic. I wasn't sure how that works. And then tonight, I'm going to try to put it in the moonlight. 'Cause I
Okay.
haven't tested that part yet.
Yeah, it's just like it's kind of the hard thing is like you can't since you can't perceive through it, you can't really direct it unless you can see it. So like even when it walks outside, it's kind of using your own mental model of like how it gets down there. But once it gets into a spot, it doesn't know. Like it doesn't know that there's a wall or building somewhere. So for all you know, a spectral thing of you just walked through someone's house. You know, or whatever. You don't know.
Because if it can carry on a conversation, I would need it to stop at a point and then say a thing.
Right.
Because when it can't perceive things around it, it just kind of goes from point A to point B.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But
Neat.
so yeah, in one sense the illusions are limited, but in another sense they're powerful.
It's like
That-
there's 6 of me.
Yeah, with some imagination.
I've already got some ideas.
Okay. So, anything else?
I'm good.
Okay. Anything else the rest of you guys want to do before you attempt another long rest?
I'm good.
So, heading to bed in the Pumpkin's Delight Inn throughout the long evening. Let's see. So again, it was it Izal, Kelmac, and who else? Godwin. Okay. And then Calum, Yaundre, and Volred in the other room. Okay. Izal.
Yeah.
You sleep fitfully as you start having dreams. Dreams where you are hot and sweaty and rushing through the forest. As far as you can tell, you're on 2 legs. As if you're perhaps running from something. And as you kind of glance behind, you can see trees and bushes shake a little bit as some dark figure is lumbering quickly behind you. You can hear the grizzled roaring of a bear. As the dream continues on and on, the roaring seems to get closer and closer, and you become more and more desperate. Surprisingly, you run through a thicket of brambles, you trip and you fall. You still feel pain, lending to the idea that perhaps this is real. But you never really know, because you come up towards, as you're rushing through, the trees quickly spread, and you find yourself at the edge of a cliff, kind of staring down about 100 feet or so beneath you. A forest continues on, far too long a fall for you to survive. But as you kind of glance back over, the bear is now entering into the open area with you. As it slowly approaches you, it rears up and starts walking towards you on two legs. As it gets even closer, the bear's form begins to shrink until, as it stands next to you, it's the same size as you. And what terrifies you more is that the bear has your eyes. And as you look down, you see it carries your axe. And that's where we're going to end the session. Yeah. So,
Spooky.
yeah, spoopy. It's the season. I know, that's usually used for
Spooky,
Christmas.
spooky.
There is no session next Tuesday. 'cause
That is
it's
true.
Halloween.
We
and
have no session.
prior engagement. So episode 100 is gonna have to wait. For 2 weeks.
Unfortunately. But we know episode 100 is going to have a heist, a caper. Chase. Maybe some tomfoolery.
Ooh.
And a lot of
Always
fun.
tomfoolery.
I don't know who this Tom is, but to have foolery named after him, impressive.
Well, for all you, he's an NPC. You guys will meet him later.
There is scheduled an adjacent with Jace this week, but whom could it be? I'll have to find out. Depends on who's available.
Yes.
This Thursday, potentially at 8 o'clock.
I'm sure
And
someone
after
will be
that,
available.
Right, 2 weeks away till the next session.
Yeah, I mean, it would suck. It'd be nice to play next week, but you know, Halloween and all that.
Oh well. Well, see you guys this Thursday, and then on the calendar. You know, we should probably just look at the calendar of the week after that, shouldn't we? The 7th,
The
Tuesday, November 7th.
So,
It's the 7th.
seven.
Next one, 7 o'clock. Otherwise, good night, everyone. See
Good
you
night,
Thursday.
everyone.
Good night.